Welcome to Cyberpunk D&D. For a rundown on what's going on, check out the prologue video in the description and the pinned comment. Here we are with Zach playing as Ludwig Grimes.
Howdy. Excited to be here.
Ludwig, you find yourself in the quarterly corporate conference, where each of your corporations handle their grievances with each other in a neutral space, the Bank of Babylon. As you know, the corporations have worked in union to keep the megacorporations such as Arasaka and Militech out of Transcendan City. To ensure that no one breaches this alliance, this meeting is held to keep everyone in check. In exchange, you each have monopolized a segment of the economy and its ensured prosperity for yourselves. Around you, you can see the various CEOs and presidents. You sit in the lower left corner with your right-hand man, Axel. You run Akuma Industries, the cyberware manufacturer and distributor of TC. Your closest ally, Troy Thompson, sits next to you. He runs Cypher, the firearms manufacturer. Above him is Martin Velasquez, a friend and CEO of Voltaic Motors, in charge of automobiles for the city. Next to him is Frank Taggart, the president of the Bank of Babylon, where you currently are. He is in charge of the cash flow for your corporations and the people of the city, and he serves as a neutral party that watches over this meeting. Behind him, you recognize Lapis, not directly associated with the bank, but he regularly works with them. He is the fixer for the corporations, and you have a meeting with him after this. Across from Frank is Alexei Gorbachev, the CEO of TriX, who controls the various entertainment in the city. From strip malls and sex toys to arcades and festivities. He regularly acts against you and has openly criticized you in these meetings.
Yes, he hates me.
Yep. Next to him is Lars Larson, the head of Healing Hands, which runs the various hospitals and medical clinics.
I hate what you did that.
Healing
Hands, Lars Larson.
You have business dealings with him, but your relationship goes no further than that. Below him sits Fang Zhu, the head of Shou and Huo, commonly referred to as SNH. She is in charge of the basic necessities from food and water to electricity. She and her predecessors have often looked down at the other supplemental corporations like yours. And then lastly, across from you is Anna Dormer, the CEO and model running Divine, which dictates fashion and controls the clothing and garments. Despite your sitting position, you two do not often see eye to eye. The meeting thus far has been pretty boring. Divine has been wanting to have a fashion expo, Cypher's raised concerns of a Militech weapon being used to commit a crime, and TriX has been insisting on more police control. None of these conversations have went far on their own, and each have began to overlap as individual CEOs are trying to focus on their own problems. Frank slaps his cyberware arm on the table, shutting everyone up. Anna, if you wish to have a pageant, deal with Alexei directly. This isn't important enough for this meeting. Troy, have you verified that it's Militech? No, I haven't. We only have the bullet, but it matches Militech smart pistols. Find the culprit and get the gun. If you verify Megacorp infiltration, we will hold an emergency meeting at that time. Alexei, what is this need for more police again? The streets grow restless. The people grow with it. Something bubbles beneath the surface of the city and we need to be ready. Perhaps even get the psycho involved.
Alexei, this is one of the few times I actually may agree with you.
He looks at you in disbelief himself. What, do you have a concern?
I do. I'm worried about some of these uprisings, or, as you've put it, a bubbling down below.
He kind of nods to you with a surprised expression on his face.
I'm going to be having almost kind of like what makes sense of like a surprised expression as well, of like, I'm actually agreeing with this guy. Like, what the?
Frank kind of lets out a sigh at that. All right. Suspicions alone are not a reason for this council to act. Do you have any proof, either of you? Lexi looks to you.
I don't know, because so from like session 0.
You have had a recent shipment be hit by the Freedom Fighters.
Okay, I just want to make sure that that was still canon. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I've had a shipment hit by Freedom Fighters.
You hear Fang lets out a sigh. Take care of your problems yourselves.
I don't disagree, but Alexei's the one who also brought up concerns. I'm just backing him up.
He's going to turn to Frank. This is not an issue that deserves corporate time. This is an issue that they need to handle on their own.
What if the Freedom Fires disrupt some of the pipelines? Then it becomes your problem as well. This could bubble into something much bigger.
They have been in their little base outside of the city for years, and they have never once done anything to disrupt the actual core facilities.
Doesn't mean they won't.
All right, listen. More than one of you have expressed this concern. We'll have it be a vote. So, do we make this a collective issue? You see his cybernetic eyes light up, and then you see over your eyes, a little window pops up.
That's cool.
You can see that there's a vote happening with 3 options: yes, no, or abstain. It says the question, do we make this a collective issue?
I am voting yes.
You vote yes on that. You can see the eyes of the various other people shimmer, and then it comes back to him. Very well, all votes are in. Final vote. Yes, 3. No, 4. Majority, no. We're moving forward. Any other concerns today?
Guess not. Not on my end.
Looks around. No one raises any other concerns. Very well. The handling of grievances is over. But before we finish, I would like to make a proposition. And he gestures to you and Lexi. Perhaps some of our more passionate members right now will be more inclined to make this happen. It's been apparent for some time now that a division has been growing between many of you. Ever since Mr. Grimes took over his father's seat, this divide has worsened. And furthermore, the megacorporations have been trying to gain influence over the city at a more rampant rate. Should Troy's concerns be valid, they may have already found a way in. And as the council remains, we might not be properly situated to resolve the situation. In short, we need a leader. Someone who can maintain the status quo, if not change things in our favor. We need to unify the corporates. We need to unify the city's corporate ruling.
Can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Is he blaming me?
No.
By saying, okay.
No, he just said ever since you've taken over that seat, the division that was there has just been growing.
Okay. I was gonna say, this motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you.
And at that point, Alexei says, no. We must control the spread of conflict, not create new ones. We are done. Now hold on there, Kremlin. I want to hear him out. Frank looks around. I propose the best corpo wins. I will place a hold on all of your accounts, limiting you each to €1 million. This ensures that your prior evaluations aren't a factor, while limiting you to a degree that ensures the stability of the city. I have a system set in place that is built to accommodate based on your stock prices. The better your corporation performs, the stock price and this system will both rise, thus granting you access to more cash. The worse, the opposite. And after 1 month, whoever has the highest valuation shall become the new head of the corporations. The rest of you will either serve under that individual or retire.
We retain full ownership of our corporations. This is purely an basis of making decisions.
No. For the leader to actually be a leader, they need authority. You will be granting them control. You will have, should you wish to remain involved and should you not be the leader in the end, you would still have some control over your corporation. But in the end, if the new leader gives you a request to do something that you don't want to do, you are expected to do it, just like any executive.
All right. I'm going to kind of gauge the feeling of the room. What would you like me to roll?
Roll up human perception. So you're able to get a good enough feeling just looking around to get at least what their faces are reading. You can see that most of them seem interested, with the only ones showing any amount of reservation being Alexei and Martin.
Okay.
Frank will continue. This individual will effectively control the entire city, and it will bring us one step closer to becoming a megacorporation ourselves. But of course, there will be some rules under this. No killing each other. If one of you is found responsible for the assassination of another, you are disqualified. Of course, if one of you dies by other means, then you and your corporation will be disqualified too. Your standard shipments and costs will be pulled from your corporation. However, your paychecks or new costs will be pulled from your million. This price will shift, and it will affect your million. This price shift that will affect your million will occur every night at midnight. And should you resort to merging with each other, or one of you buying the other out, then the lesser among you will be disqualified, and the other will acquire the remaining cash for both. I imagine this will only be done as a last resort. And of course, this is daunting, but it's a chance to stop being limited by our prior rules. Any questions?
Are we voting?
Looks around. Unless everyone would wish to just say no right now. At which point Troy just immediately goes, "Nah, let's pull the trigger on this thing." Alexei, looking around at you all in disbelief. "This is madness. Do not agree to this."
Is anyone else saying anything?
Lars will kind of smile. "What's the matter? Worried, Alexei? Afraid you can't handle it?" Who cares how it feels? Let's go ahead with this thing. One dissent is nothing to raise our concerns about.
Frank, question.
Yes.
At the end of this, should the majority vote to proceed in this competition in full sway, if one does not win, and they are a loser and they refuse to sign any sort of documentation of handover or whatever it may be, what happens to said person?
Well, that will be up to the others in the room to decide. However, I can tell you almost assuredly that your funds would be cut off based on my loyalty to the new leader.
Understood. Wasn't asking for me, by the way, as I look across the tables, and I kind of look at Alexei.
He kind of glares and then just looks back to Frank.
Anyway, Troy, I'm with you. Let's just pull the old trigger.
All right. Then let us have a vote. And again, the question pops up in front of your eyes. Yes, no, or abstain.
I'm going to hit yes. I don't like it, but I'm going to hit yes. I mean, I just got the corporation today.
His eyes shimmer again. Very well, the votes are in. Yes, 6. No, 1. Majority, yes. All right, you can see his eyes shimmer once more. Your cash has now been restricted and the system is in place. Today is March 31st. Our next meeting will be on April 30th. I wish you all luck. Meeting adjourned. Remember, I will still serve as a neutral party during this time, should you need me.
Sounds good.
See this? Alexei shaking his head as this happens, and he just stands up immediately. Fools. And he and his number 2 storm out of the room.
Are people kind of conversating as they're leaving?
They're standing up. They're not really talking to each other. They're just standing up. A couple of them are turning to their number 2, like Fang is talking to Shang. Martin is talking to Julio. But the rest of them seem like they're just getting ready to leave.
All right. I'm going to kind of like nudge Troy real quick and tell him to wait. Like, almost give like a, wait a second.
You know, as I said to you.
Once people leave. I mean, Frank can still be here.
All right. Frank will also walk out.
He could stay if he wants, but...
Lapis will stay.
Troy.
Uh-huh.
We've gotten along for years.
Did we have?
course, when my father was in my place, we got along very well, and I believe we've continued that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to you about this whole competition.
All right, let's see what you got in mind.
I want to propose something that could help both of us in the end. Should Akuma Industries or Cypher Industries be in a close race for first place near the end of this competition, we help each other by you acquiring me or I acquiring you. I will give you still full control of your own corporation. I will not meddle with it. But as serving under that, it will become part of Akuma Industries. Likewise, on the other side, you acquire me should you be in a close race for first, increasing your assets. I can retain full control, much like I've proposed towards you. What do you say?
Roll persuade. He thinks about it for a second. Well, I guess it beats the alternative no matter what. You got yourself a deal.
Axel, Hank, you serve as witnesses to this deal. I understand, of course, Axel, you're biased towards me. Hank, you're biased towards Troy. But at the end of the day, I do think this would help both of us. One, our businesses are pretty similar to each other in some aspects, where I think we could actually benefit each other. Likewise, Troy, I respect our relationship. And I believe we can work together should one of us be acquired by the other.
Dude, we can.
We also need to potentially think of the risk of others could be doing the same thing.
Mm. Well, there's a great solution to that problem right there already.
What you thinking?
Oh, we ain't allowed to kill each other. Don't mean, he looks to Lapis, we can't hire you to hire someone to kill one of them.
It's quite interesting you brought that up. I thought of a similar thing. Who are you thinking?
Oh, I've got no one in particular in mind yet. I gotta think things through. Martin could serve as a potential ally. He's been good to both you and me, as I understand.
Yep.
Not too worried about SNH either. Not much they can do to bolster up their stock prices. Raise prices maybe, but that's only gonna get them so far.
The benefit we have to increase our stock, it's all about quality or quantity over quality. We're in the goods business. Same with Martin. I might be coming out with some new tech to help push this along. That being said, let's talk in a week or so after we have a couple nights of results.
Final thing to think about. In our fields, desperation can make people get into some crazy business. As Fang would put it, we are supplemental in nature. But people will come to us when they feel desperate and think it's time to fight. We foster that feeling in the city. We'll both benefit.
How do you propose we make this happen?
Well, if something should happen to rile up the people, we just gotta make sure that we're on the right side of that riling.
I like where your head's at. Let's see where we can make something happen. Either way, I think our deal benefits us both equally.
I'd say so.
Well, thank you, Troy. I have a meeting with Lapis now.
Alright. I'll meet with you in a week.
Don't be afraid to call if you hear anything else.
Same to you. Walks on out.
You like that? You like that? That's called business. Hopefully it doesn't fuck me over. But...
Might, who knows? We'll see what happens. Lapis walks up. Alright. Are you ready for the meeting?
I am.
Follow me. Oops. It leads you over here, through the doors, into this room. Axel sits down. So, what is it that you have need for, Lapis?
Axel, share the situation.
He explains everything involving the Freedom Fighter shipment, or the Freedom Fighter attack on one of your shipments that happened recently. Essentially what was explained in the meeting. He says, so you're looking to hire someone to take care of the Freedom Fighters?
I want to know who did this. I want to know why, where my shipment is, and what members are responsible.
I can definitely put out some feelers for that. I'll need a down payment, though.
What?
I'll need 10,000.
With the latest thing, well, I guess it doesn't affect my company's stock of me paying for this, but...
Right, so essentially you have the million, so this will come out of that million, but it won't, like, negatively affect the company. It will just affect your overall money at the end.
Any chance you'd take new tech?
Sorry, I deal directly with cash, nothing else.
Fine, I can make that 10K up, no problem. Here's 10K. What I want done, Lapis, and maybe I'll have to pay you more. I want to know, when you find the Freedom Fighters, I want a message to be shared. We are not enemies right now. Maybe a time for Akuma and the Freedom Fighters to meet.
So you know where the Freedom Fighters are?
No, I know. But it's not like I just wander straight in there.
Okay.
So, using this also as, like, to send a message to whoever the leader is that, like, we need to meet.
Alright. I believe I can do that, still under that same price. No promises they'll reach back.
That's fine. I'm not paying you to be a messenger. I just want a message delivered. The rest is on them. And I'm gonna, so I do have, like, phones that I can just throw away, like, almost like drug dealers have.
Okay.
This is a private line. Give them this number if they want to reach, if they don't want to see me in person. They can call me directly.
You don't want to have them just contact you Neuralware?
I don't trust it.
Fair enough. Alright. Can do.
Anything else you need from me, Lapis?
No. Well, the date of the shipment, the basic details like that, have your buddy here send that over to me.
Axel, can you make sure that gets delivered?
As he pulls out a little hollow pad, starts tapping on it. There you are. The information's been sent. Does his eyes shimmer, or just one of his eyes shimmer at that? Ah. All right. I should have information for you in a few days. That's all right. Well, if there's nothing else, you are free to go.
Thank you.
So you and Axel leave. You walk back through the back exit, or the back entrance here to the bank. You can see that you are now in the lobby. Your assistant was waiting on the other side, starts following you two. You walk around the counter, see your bodyguard comes up, joins you as well. You make your way to your vehicle, where you all hop on in.
Well, that's kind of... Is that it?
Yep.
It's kind of dope. We can all fit in that thing?
Technically, the model this is based off of is the Caliburn, which is a 2-door, so no. But we're going to say it's a 4-door.
Okay.
Axel opens the door for you, lets you get in, and then he drives and starts bringing you to Akuma.
While we're in the car, so Axel, what do you think about all this?
It's risky, but it could prove to be very fruitful. I think you should be careful about riling up the people, though, like Troy was saying. It could be beneficial, but...
That's not the first step I want to make. But, worst comes to worst, me or Troy needs to win this thing. We can't have someone like Alexei in charge.
Agreed.
Now, when we get back there, can you please have our head of R&D make his way to my office?
Yes, I can. Here we are with Travis, playing as Alex Shade. Alex, you've just woken up. You can see yourself drifting to coming forth again, light shining through the alley that you are in. You have no recollection of anything other than general information. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you've been, where you came from, what you've been doing. All of that is gone. You know the basic information about yourself. You know your name. You know you're a guy. You know, basic standard stuff like that. You also know the basic information of the city. You know who the corporations are, who the gangs are. You have a general idea of what they do as well, but it's all fuzzy. Any relations you had to them? Blank. As you look around inside this alleyway, you see that there is another man unconscious across from you.
I'm going to attempt to stand up.
All right. You stand up. You feel a little wobbly, a little shaky, but nothing that's binding you.
Just going to kind of shake it off a little bit and kind of just look around.
Roll a perception check. You're trying to get the lay of the land, figure out exactly where you are as you're looking around. You come to the conclusion that you're probably in the Angels, the lower end of the city, right next to where the Barrens really begin. There's trash all around you, but it's also not too much traffic. It's quieter than the actual city itself, and there's not really much there to speak of that is important to you, or that is important information that you would know.
Man, what am I doing here? Wake up next to a trash can? Shit. Hey, I'm gonna kick this guy.
You can see he kind of shifts. What?
You alright?
Yeah. Fine. Who are you?
My name is Alex. Do you have any idea how I got here?
No, why would I know how you got here?
Because I woke up laying here next to you.
No, I've got no clue how you got here. The last thing I remember... I don't. You can see he's trying to focus and it's just hurting his head as he tries. What the hell? Did you do this to me?
No, this is exactly how I'm feeling right now. I don't know anything except for my name, basically.
Roll a conversation check. This is essentially just how he's perceiving the flow of this conversation, getting a general gist of what it is that you're saying and how perceptive he is to it. On the bright side, it wasn't a terrible exploding critical. He looks at you, you can see he kind of steps back. No, you've done this to me.
Yeah, that's why I kicked you and woke you up.
That's... So you don't remember anything?
I remember my name.
I guess we've got that in common. Alright, fine. Remy.
Alex.
Where do we go from here, then?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I feel like a real gonk here. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Alright, let me run a diagnostic real quick. You can see he just kind of puts his his fingers on his temple. Not clicking anything, but kind of just to help him focus. And you can see a brief shimmer in his eye. Oh, that's weird. I've got some foreign cyber tech in me.
Oh yeah?
It's It's a cyber deck, but there's no model to it, nothing registered, nothing that my system's recognizing. Do you have a Neuralware?
Yeah, okay, I do.
So you have Neuralware, so that means you essentially have something built into your head where you can do basic functionality. You can have it run. You can try and have it run a diagnostic, but you, since you don't have, or do you have cyber optics as well?
No.
Okay. So since you don't have cyber optics, essentially you can have it run a diagnostic. You can tell yourself to do so, and it would show up on your agent, your phone.
All right, so I'm going to attempt to use that.
So you run a scan on yourself, and then you can hear a little ding from your agent, your smartphone, essentially. You check it out, and you can see that a lot of the information on there has been wiped too, but your Neuralware is showing up properly on that. It's showing that all systems are fine. However, there are also unknown, unregistered cyberware being detected.
Great, so we wake up in the middle of an alleyway with cyberware that we're not aware of.
That's weird. You got the Rippers, who are, I mean, they're known for taking it out, but you don't really hear story. I guess I don't remember. I don't feel like waking up with more in you should be like a common story, though. That feels wrong, right?
Unless they're wanting to test, someone's wanting to test it out.
Shit. If that's the case, there could be really bad side effects.
We need to get to a doc quick.
You know one?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, nothing
you,
right now.
You got any eddies?
I'm gonna check myself.
And you can most of it will be digital, so you can check your agent as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll look at I'll check that out. Oh man, I'm broke.
Damn. Yeah, my system's showing 0 as well. You can just see throughout this conversation his eyes shimmering on and off in certain moments. Which is normal for cyber optics.
I guess we should get moving. Sitting here is not going to do anything for us.
You could always call the police.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Generally, the corpo's got the police in their pockets, and we have cyberware that is not labeled. Just,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't think we should. I don't think we need to get the lawmen involved.
All right. So we're in this together, though, right, Chooms?
Yeah, man.
All right. Let's see if we can find a ripperdoc then that is willing to take an IOU. Well, maybe we'll find someone that'll recognize us. Two of you make your way out of the alley. You look around, you can see that that there's not much traffic around. There's nobody really walking the streets. The only person that you can see nearby is just one person just sitting on a bench. Seems to be wearing like a black hoodie, black pants, kind of casual looking clothing, all things considered. Just sitting there waiting. You also see a number of buildings around, as you can see indicated by the various signs.
Do the buildings have signs on them, like the state what they are, or is it just?
Yes, they do. I forgot to give that one a sign. So go ahead and roll a perception. So you look around, the few signs that stand out to you: the Wildside Strip Bar. You see a building just blandly named Hotel across the street. Directly right next to you, you see the Healing Hands Clinic. Further down, you can see Home Defense. And that is all that you're able to see in the nearby area.
You think the Healing Hands Clinic can do anything for us?
Maybe. I'm not seeing a trauma package in my setup, but maybe we've got one.
Yeah, I guess you're right. We need someone more off the books, don't we?
Yeah, that'd be recommended if we're trying to stay low.
Let's talk to this guy over here on the bench, see what he thinks.
So he turns to you as you say that. Even though you're talking quietly, he turns to you. Excuse me?
Yeah, sorry to bother you. Was kind of lost. Looking for a ripperdoc, maybe to get some amino blockers.
Okay. All right, listen. Points to his ear, and you can tell that they're cyberware. I've got some enhancements, and I've been listening in when you were down the alley. You don't have any money, do you?
No.
So a little good me recommending you to a ripper doc that doesn't already trust you or is willing to do anything with you is not going to help at all. So, and I'm obviously not going to give you the money, but I can tell you where to go to get money.
Just like that, you're willing to help out a couple of people you don't even know?
Well, in a sense, yeah.
Ah, there it is. In a sense. Okay, what do you want?
You don't need to give me anything. Part of my job is I send someone to someone else, and I get a cut of anything that might end up happening.
So you're like the fixer, huh?
No. I'm sending you to the fixer.
Ah, okay.
So, who you're looking for? No money, no reputation. Yeah, sorry if I'm assuming. You don't ring a bell to my book. So, you're gonna be going for a basic job. You're looking for Mad Mod.
Add mod. Okay.
So, hope you like walking. She's over in the hills.
Nova. Great. All right, cool. And I'm guessing that it costs a pretty good amount of money to ride the bus.
Yeah, it costs a few eddies. If you're truly desperate, I mean, you could always head to the wild side. See if he's taking new dancers.
Start walking.
All right. Oh, hey, what's your name, by the way?
Alex.
Alex and Remy. All right. I'll be sure to hear about what happens.
Thanks for the tip.
No problem.
Did he point in a direction?
Yeah, and you know the idea of where the hills are. It'd be to the north and east.
I guess we'll head northeast.
I've got no better idea. I have a weird, I don't know, it's like goosebumps when he said Mad Mod. I'm not sure if this is the greatest idea, but it's not like I've got a better one.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. So this is what we're doing?
Looks like we have no choice.
All right, let's get going. Need to start making your way over.
So, that's Cyberware.
Yeah?
You able to look into vehicles?
It's not really my forte. I mean, I can try, but if that gets us in trouble with the police, who knows what's gonna happen?
Well, depends on how... I mean, this is a more low-end part of town. You think they're going to have much of a security system in those cars?
That's a good point. All right. Hey, I'm willing to try.
Worst case scenario, we run.
Yeah. All right. So So you two make your way over to the parking lot. It's here nearby. All right. Let's see. Something that's not going to have too much security. Walks up to the bike. You don't mind riding close, right?
I have to.
Looks around. That's probably going to be our safest bet.
Yeah, the rest of these look like they could have something.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
All right. Let's see here. Leans down. You can see he goes, grabs a wire or cable from his wrist, and plugs it into the bike.
Can I roll a perception check too, or something like that, to see if I can notice anything about the bike?
If you're trying to notice about the bike specifically, you'd roll a land vehicle tech.
Holy shit.
You're looking at it. You can tell it does have a basic security system, but it's nothing too fancy. It's nothing special. It's something that you feel like he could override so long as he does a decent job.
I'll mention it. Looks like it's got a basic security system. You think you can handle it?
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Let's see. All right, and here we go. Shit, that's right on the cusp. I need to check if that's a pass or fail. That is just barely a pass.
Yes.
You can see it turns on. He goes, all right. No alarm. Unhooks himself. Okay.
Let's do this.
You a good driver? You even remember that much? Because I don't.
I guess we're about to find out. I hop on.
All right.
And then that would that be the same roll?
No. That would be...
Is that under control? Yeah, control, drive, land vehicle.
Yep. That's it. Yeah, it's a little bumpy, but you're able to go through with no real trouble. As long as you don't have to do a maneuver, you feel like you'll be fine.
You have me roll again if I have to maneuver.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and the two of you hop on. You start driving your way to the hills.
This definitely feels better than walking.
Yeah, you're telling me. And here we are with Kane Regan, played by Kiri.
Hi.
Kane, you find yourself in the Transcendan City Police Department, more commonly known as the TCPD. Ever since your partner Clarence Saxton retired, an uncommon occurrence to those in your line of work, you've been filling out paperwork and updating records. You find yourself here in this little back room with the other detectives, and then you hear the door open, and you turn to see who's there. And you recognize Chief Ted Mason standing in the doorway with a young man behind him.
Hate that guy.
Ted looks as stern as always, but the man behind him bears a cocky smile. He's much like his portrait, but you can tell that he's also much more heavily augmented than his portrait would dictate.
Eyes him cautiously. The fuck? More paperwork?
The chief turns to you. Detective Regan, you sick of paperwork yet?
Nothing I can't handle.
Right. Well, your new partner's here. Steps to the side, gesturing the men forward. Meet the new detective, Jacques Lamont. He'll be your partner from here on out. The middleman, he says, pointing to him, and the sack of meat, he says, pointing to you. Hopefully they'll cover each other's shortcomings.
Shortcomings.
He extends a hand towards you.
Creaks out of my chair. Bone cracked. No sound of metal at all.
You can
Just
feel
pure
the
bones.
You feel the cold grip of his hand. It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Regan. You may call me Jacques, or Detective Clement, or simply Clem. I look forward to serving alongside you.
Yeah, me too. Just don't have a sudden outburst or something.
You do not need to worry about that. Mason takes over. Jacques was initially recommended for Max Tech, but Chief Arundo denied his transfer. So, he's a cut above a beat cop, but can't quite get into Max Tech. We're placing him here. Teach him the ropes. You see the
Right.
You see the chief's eyes shimmer with a blue light, and then your agent dings, indicating it's received something.
What's this?
Got a low-risk job that you can start off with. Everything's in the file. Get to it. And he walks out.
Oh, God. Thankful he's gone. So, Clement, I will just call you Dad.
Very well.
So how much experience do you have?
I was training under various police forces outside of this country for about 2 to 3 years. About 2.5 years. As far as detective work goes, I am afraid that there is only official training, no actual experience.
You went to academy or something? At all?
I went to a police academy in France, and then I transferred to a Militech academy here in the States, and now I have transferred to this unique city.
Certainly is unique. There are all a bunch of people here, let's just say that.
The people are about the same wherever you go. But the fact that there are no mega corporations, that is quite unique.
You don't have those back in France?
There aren't any mega corporations here.
Oh. Wait. I thought they are.
They're corporations, not mega corporations. Like Arasaka
Okay.
and Militech that would span like a whole country. Because they've been pushed out by some means of the city.
Oh, okay. Retract that. Yeah, it's supposed that the military work and the politics are going great.
Well, I imagine it will give us a unique amount of flexibility.
I suppose so. Let's just look at this job. What is this?
You open up your agent, and you can see the report. There's been a murder reported in the forest where the hippies are located. The body was discovered by... Sorry, I changed the story after I wrote this first line. The body was discovered by Mighty Oak, the alleged name of one of their leaders. He claims that it could have been, or that it couldn't have been one of their people, and that it must have been one of the fundamentalists in the other part of the forest. The body was dragged from the initial discovery site to the hippies' camp, and there's currently a TCPD officer there.
That is unusual.
What is unusual about it?
Usually the hippies are non-violent. They refuse to do any violent of all. Anything. If someone is violent, they get kicked out of the land, but like... I suppose nothing has been reported about that yet. Except for the body.
Well, if it is a local killer, then perhaps we can help to cleanse their ranks.
Suppose so. Do you know how to drive?
Yes, I do.
Alright.
You make your way over to a police vehicle. As you can see,
So
here's
much
just a
you can
little
do.
garage, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He hops in the driver's seat. He goes, all right, let us go. And he starts driving off. While you
Starts
two...
drifting.
He doesn't do anything fancy. He's just driving casually. While you two are in the vehicle, and you start making your way into the Barrens, he starts speaking to you. So tell me, Mr. Man of Meat, why does the chief call you that?
It's an interesting story, actually. Pretty unusual around here. I refuse to have any cybernetics at all.
Not a single one?
Not a single one.
Oh, well. A very bold decision in this profession. You must know what you are doing.
Hasn't killed me yet. Though I have found myself at some disadvantages, but they can be overcome. You know, human potential isn't that limitless. Doesn't have that much of a limit. There you go.
Well, should the more mechanical hand be required, I shall be happy to take charge.
Well, I appreciate that. You'll be a great wall.
There is something else I wish to discuss on our way to the site.
What's that?
Before I entered the building today, a corporate executive approached me with a deal, in the manner of speaking. He told me to
Oh.
keep an eye on you, and that I would be rewarded for discovering anything that you have against Akuma Industries.
Well, Kuma Industries, you know, they are careful. Maybe they want to sell me some stuff. Maybe I'm just that unique without having any cybernetics. I don't know. Probably just trying to advertise to me or something. Think that I might make a good target.
Roll persuasion. He just kind of nods his head. Yeah, interesting. Of course, I denied his request. It is unbecoming of our profession. But I still have to wonder why it occurred in the first place.
Well, they don't exactly know why they went to you. That seems awfully suspicious, even though you're my new partner. It's still, you know, I can't help but be suspicious there.
Yes. It appears that they know where I was going before even we did.
Yeah, that's also awfully curious, especially that timing. Right after you get appointed to me, after my old partner left.
And what's about your partner? Retirement is very uncommon in this profession as well.
That it is. He was a great mentor. He didn't have that many cybernetic enhancements either.
Well, hopefully together we will achieve new heights then. Let us continue.
All right. Put on the radio. I really want to stay at your house. Tears fall down.
You two arrive up here in the corner. You can see a number of very rustic looking buildings, wooden creation, nothing brick or stone or metal about them. You can just see a surprisingly thriving plant life in the area.
How long did we drive?
You drove about 20 minutes to get here.
Bruh. It's like we're like basically in city and we're just all of a sudden, you know, fucking outskirts. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Haven't been here in a while.
Well, I shall leave the bulk of the work to you. Just direct me where you wish me to go.
Well, we should get some information from our co-worker over there.
Alright, let's go. As you approach, the cop raises in. Detective! Would you like a rundown on the situation?
Yes, please.
He gestures to the body. You can see that there's some dried blood on the chest. They claim to have discovered this body further south and dragged it here before reporting it. Typically, these people are peaceful, but, I don't know, could be one of them held a grudge. Mr. Oak here, he says, gesturing to the man, claims that no one here has a weapon to do this. The fundamentalists have been known to have an itchy trigger finger. Did I say trigger finger? They have an itchy
Finger.
The fundamentalists have also been known to have an itchy trigger finger. So their story could be true. And we did finish a basic scan of the body and the We also finished a basic scan of the body. Mr. Warren, the victim, was shot by a small caliber pistol right into his heart. Dead on impact. That's about all we know right now.
Let me have a take a look at the body then. Take off some gloves. Take on some gloves. I'm gonna do a investigation, I guess, to see if there was any like sort of signs of fighting or anything like that.
Any other signs of trauma or anything like that, you mean?
Yeah,
All right.
maybe some sort of a struggle somewhere. What is there? Deduction, criminology.
I think it would be criminology.
Alright.
You're examining the body. You see no other signs of a conflict. There's no other gunshot wounds, no scratches, nothing like that. No bruises that are obviously determinable. You do see that there is a gunshot that seems to have gone directly into the man's heart. From the front, too.
So, he wasn't exactly caught by surprise, I suppose, seeing as he has been shot from the front.
Well, that is all up to debate. It could be a surprise if he was with an ally. Someone he trusted.
Yeah. Though, I don't know much about this person. We should probably get more information on... What was his name? The dead guy?
I believe he said on Mr. Warren.
Mr. Warren. Let's get some information from this mighty oak.
You can see, despite the picture, you can see kind of an older looking black man. Hello there. Detective, right?
Yes, I'm with TCPD. Detective Regan. So, you found this body?
Yes.
Where exactly?
It was, I'd say about 800 feet. That's about a quarter mile south of here. Into the forest. There's a bit of a neutral zone where we try and keep our distance from God's chosen, as they like to call themselves.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them. So, do you have bad relations with them?
Yeah. We do our best not to do anything to cause any issue, and every now and then we even offer food in exchange for maintaining this peace, but... Well, they've been pressuring to acquire more land recently.
So, how long ago was this when you found the body?
It would be approximately an hour before you arrived.
The blood has already dried up. Was it already that way when you found it?
Most of it was, yes. There was still some oozing out, but I can show you the site if that's what you'd really like.
That'd be pretty nice. But do you know anything about this person, the dead one?
His name is Roy Warren. He was a relatively new recruit. He seemed to embrace our ideology. As far as I understand, he didn't have any grievances with any other members.
Any past history you know about?
We abandon our history once you enter this place. Anything that is revealed is what he wants to, and he kept to himself.
I see. Well, should probably lead me to the side then.
Alright. Is there anything you would like me to do? Remain here and do anything, or join you?
You should probably join me. It will be some good experience. Maybe you'll find out something that I can't see with my, normal eyes.
Very well, let us go. And you start making your way into the middle ground section of the forest. You can see it is just a very wide, relatively open spot. Number of trees around, things like that, and you can tell that you are led to a pool of blood, and you can see some drag marks of the blood around.
Interesting. So he was shot out in the middle of the open then.
Yeah.
Do you know if he was meeting someone here? What was his reason for going here?
As far as I understood and from asking around, he was just out on a walk.
Out on the walk in the neutral zone?
Sometimes, yeah. Or people like to go through and make sure that there's nothing strange going on. No traps set up by God's chosen.
Well, let me take a look around then.
Shall I do the same?
Yes, please.
Alright.
Let's see if I notice anything. Perception?
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Nat 20. Or a crit.
Yeah, nat 10. Exploding
Nat
crit.
10. Nat 10. Explosion.
You're looking around. You see no signs of a struggle, and you don't see anyone else who is, or any other footsteps around of anybody who could have done this. You do see that there's definitely the site where the body fell, where the blood started to pool out. You can see the drag marks of the person being taken away. You can see the footprints of someone approaching the site and doing that, but you don't see anything else on this side of it.
So, it was an hour ago. Or, rather, the body was found an hour ago. Phew. No footsteps towards the fundamentalists area, I guess. No signs at all. There any way for me to... Actually, I might ask Clement. Is there any way for you to know how long ago this blood was?
Let me go and see. And he leans down towards it. His eye starts to kind of shimmer. Let's see. The drag marks would happen according to Mr. Oak's story, but the regular pool of blood here, where to dry this state, it has been here for at least 4 hours.
4 hours, then.
If these chosen children, or these he looks to Mighty Oak, or these individuals here is familiar with this forest as they could be, it is possible that they know how to cover their tracks. Perhaps we should look for signs of that.
So, like unnatural coverings?
Yes, if anything, if there is any proof, it may be covered by something.
Well, let's try to find something then. Make sure not to erase any of them.
Of course.
If you do find some.
Roll a tracking check.
I thought it was gonna be conceal, reveal object. Tracking works too.
Well, that's...
It's the
We'll
same
actually have
thing
you
for
roll
me anyway.
both.
Oh. Well, can't track shit.
All right, you're not able to determine, you're a city bug. You're not used to scrounging in the forest. It's just not where your expertise is. Well, go ahead and roll a conceal reveal object. Nothing catches your eye there, too.
Well,
Let's see. I'm having him do his rolls. They're GM rolls, so that's why you're not seeing them.
I see.
He starts looking around.
I mean, I don't see.
So he's looking around while you are, and then you can see he goes over to the side of you. Hey, Mr. Regan? I believe I have
What is
found
it, Jamal?
something. There are footprints. He kind of gestures to a chunk. It is difficult to perceive, however, with my cyber optics, I am able to determine that there have been some. Looks around, but they did not come from the south. They have looped around the tree, and he points to a part, to right next to the tree. There's been something covered with dirt, and you can see a pistol.
I see. Well, maybe take like a piece of cloth, I guess, and just wrap it around it.
Also, you have some basic op supplies, so you can grab it
Yeah.
and put it inside the bag in an evidence bag.
Any of those fancy cybernetics that can, determine footprints? Or fingerprints?
I'm afraid nothing that is that complex. We will need to send it to a healing hands clinic.
No, great. Well, at least the weapon is, secured. Which leads me to believe that maybe one of the hippies did it.
Yes, that is my suspicion as well.
Should probably head back and investigate a little bit more.
Yes, before any of those child, sorry, I had the name earlier. Before any of the the gods chosen decide to act out.
Whatever they may, call themselves, they're just lunatics.
As there is value in faith, but I do agree.
Suspicious.
Make your way back.
Probably ask locals, see if you can find out anything.
Very well.
We split up.
All right.
Go over here, I guess.
He'll go over there. You can see a couple of people working the crops, which also is an
Excuse me.
oddity just in general as well.
Yeah.
Crops are not very commonly grown outside of official corporations.
Excuse me. Sorry to disturb you.
Places his hoe on the ground, walks over. Yeah.
I'm with TCPD, Detective Regan. I have some questions for you regarding, the dead body.
Yeah.
Did you know this person well?
No. No arrival. Been here for a couple of weeks. Didn't really talk to anybody from what I understand. Well, he might have talked with his living mates. He lived in the, he gestures to the building. It's this one right here.
Okay.
As far as I understand, he didn't have any friends, though, so who knows?
Do you know if any of them maybe had some disagreements with him? Any grievances?
Can't say I do. We try to let go of all of that when we come here.
I see. Well, thank you for answering my questions. I think I know where to look next.
Good luck, detective.
Thanks, and you keep up the good work, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks.
Choo. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
He approaches that as well. He expresses that he learned pretty much the exact same information you did.
You just open up the door, not even knock. It's like, what's up, bitches? No. Knock.
Opens the door. You can see a young woman. Hello?
Excuse me. We are both detectives from TCPD. I'm Detective Regan. This is Detective Clement. We have some questions regarding the dead body.
Oh, of course. Come in.
So, you were roommates with this person? As I gathered.
Yes. Yes, he was assigned to live here.
Do you know anything about him that could maybe lead to this incident?
I'm afraid I don't. He was very
Inside.
quiet with himself.
Let's see. What is there for like inside?
Human perception.
Human perception. Where's that under social?
Yes.
Yes.
You feel as though she's hiding something. Like she's not telling the whole truth.
So you were roommates with I keep forgetting his name.
Warren?
Warren. With Warren for a couple of weeks and you know nothing?
He didn't talk about himself.
I mean, not many people do in this place apparently. Since you let go of your past or something. past
Yes.
history.
No matter what our past was, criminal or saint, we let it go here to try and better the world.
Was he acting suspicious at all? I've heard that he has been going on walks.
I'm afraid I wouldn't know much about that. He does go on walks, but I don't know if he did anything suspicious about anything else.
There must be something more to this. Do you really not want to talk about it?
Roll persuasion.
There's an interrogation for this.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, roll interrogation. That'll be better. So she kind of looks down. He was aggressive towards some women.
Towards some women?
Towards myself and some of the other women in the complex.
Would you say maybe that would have resulted out of that?
I think that it would be enough outside of this place to inspire some to act against him.
Would you say yourself would have done it? If there were a chance?
I don't know.
Human emotion. Human perception.
Human perception. You feel as though she knows the answer.
You know, we did find the weapon that killed him. And we have run a fingerprint skin on it. Or we will do it. So the truth will come out, you know, sooner or later.
I'm afraid I have nothing more to say.
Human perception again. Is she nervous?
You can't get a good read, but she does seem nervous.
What about the other woman in this place?
Yes, there's Earth Mother, and there's two other women over in the other house across from us.
So, Warren has been acting violent against all of you,
Yes,
physically.
as I understand it, yes. Not physically, but aggressive, like
Verbally.
someone who's been trying to she kind of smiles. Like the kind of guy that would go to the strip bars and get a little try to get a little too touchy with the clients. Someone who's trying to
I see.
compensate.
Well, thank you for answering our questions. Have a good day.
You too.
Gestured for Clement. Oh. Wow. Getting handsy with me over here. Come on, come on. Let me do my French skills. Hold up. I actually do have French. Somewhere. It doesn't matter. So, what do you think about this, Clement?
It is suspicious. I think it is unlikely that anyone did a random act of aggression. And if he does have anything against the women, then I understand their acting out. And if it did happen in that, we could just call it self-defense and move on with our day.
That's not quite how things work around here. At least not in my department.
Very well.
Let's guess some of the women who might have done it.
He says there was this Earth Mother. He gestures to the building up above, which you can tell is definitely like the leader's place. It sounds like a name fitting the Mighty Oak. Or we could speak with the other two women.
We should probably head to the most important one, the Earth Mother.
Alrighty.
Knowing her status, it wouldn't really make sense for her to do it, but, you know, self-defense of all the women in this place She might have done an exception.
Alright. Let us head on in, or knock as you like to do.
It is only common courtesy.
You knock on the door. You can see a young gentleman opens up. Are you with the TCPD?
Yes, we are. I'm Detective Regan. This is Detective Clement. May we come in?
Yeah. You see, he's a young man, no older than 19. But she looks a little bit older, but very beautiful.
No. I have come to understanding that Mr. Warren has been acting violent against women in this place.
Yes, I'm afraid that he has been... He appears to be a bit aggressive and promiscuous. We've done our best to calm him down, but these things take time.
Even you? Has he been violent against you?
Not violent, but he kind of looks towards the gentleman with her. Can you please step out? He walks out. He tried to seduce me in front of my husband.
Your husband is...
Mighty
No.
Oak. And that gentleman here is Jason, our son.
Oh. I see.
And if you're curious, once he turns 20, he'll acquire a name like ours.
I mean, it's a... good to know about cultural stuff, I suppose.
You can see while this is happening, Clement is also just looking through, like, opening drawers, peeking in them, just checking around.
Clement, I think it might be, polite to first ask before you do that.
Very well. Do you mind if I have a look around? No, of course. There's nothing that we have to hide here. He turns to you. Well, kind of gesturing, may I now?
You do now, but before that, you could have gone arrested. Or at least sued.
You are very much someone who lives by the books. As if the chief would allow anything like that to happen to us.
You might be surprised. If he doesn't like you, he might just let it slip.
Very well. I shall take your word to heart.
So, your husband, Mighty Oak, he's been, as I come to understand it, very displeased with Mr. Warren.
He did not see eye to eye with him. We've been trying, but it's been difficult.
Do you know where your husband has been 3 hours ago?
He was here with me.
Human perception. Social human perception.
She seems honest.
So he's been here with you?
Yes, he has. I'm leaning into French with her, sorry. Yes, he has. We were enjoying ourselves while my son was out.
So when did he leave?
It would be about an hour and a half ago, maybe 2 hours.
Do you know where he went? Or where he wanted to go?
Are you asking about the son or Oak?
Oak.
As I understand, he just went to check on the crops and make sure everything was where it should be and everyone was where they should be.
We have had any reasons to go out into the neutral zone? Is that common around these parts?
If he heard that that Mr. Warren hadn't come back yet, he might have done so to check up on him.
Are you sure that's something that your husband would do? Especially since, having bad blood between them.
We let go of these grievances. It's part of the way we do things here. Even if we don't like each other, we put that aside.
I see. That might be your culture, but at heart, you're still all humans. Humans feel emotions. Humans have past memories, have past history. It's not something you could easily abandon.
But humans are capable of getting over these things.
It takes time, but
With practice, you can do it much easier. Maybe you should stay for one of our teachings. It might help you if grudges are something that bind you as they seem to do.
those bindings tend to drive you in life. They really motivate you. You can use them. Letting go of them is just like being an empty husk.
I think by letting go of them, you find something so much more. Because you're no longer bound by the downsides of your humanity. Clement raises hand. Detective, over here.
What you find?
There's a little pot in the back. He kind of just gestures to it. Yeah. Pop it open. You can see that
Yes.
there is a magazine inside of it. Fitting for a pistol.
Well,
According to the story, if it is true, it could not have been her or Mr. Oak when the body was killed. But
no.
if the son was aware of this, perhaps it was him?
It could be. But it could be very much, that she'd be lying. But
This also could be true.
as far as
yes.
seeing her, she might be a really good liar. Or she was completely honest and the son might have done it.
We could take in the whole family.
That'd be too much paperwork. We should question the son next.
Okay.
Take the magazine with you.
Grabs it, puts it into an evidence bag.
Thank you for your questions.
Of course. Is
As
everything all right back there?
Yeah, everything is just fine. We will just question your son next.
Oh, okay.
Jason, your name was?
Yeah. For now.
For now, yes. Are you aware of Mr. Warren's violent activities around these parts?
I'm aware that he tried to sleep with my mother.
Yes. Quite uncomfortable situation, I imagine.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on Mr. Warren?
You see, he kind of thinks for a second. And he looks you in the eye. I'm happy he's gone, and I never liked them. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I know it's not fitting of the teachings of this place, but it's just how it is.
You're a human just like the rest of us. Some of these are just, letting go of that humanity.
Yeah.
So, what do you do around these parts? What is your, objective, your task?
I help maintain crops, I observe perimeters, and I make sure that we don't have any issues or internal conflicts. Me and my father typically take care of that together.
So, observing the parameters, as in,
Making sure
going
that
into neutral zone?
sometimes making sure that God's chosen, the freaks that they are, don't push too far.
I see. So,
Not that we even do
Where were
much about
you?
it when they do.
if I may ask, where were you 3 hours ago?
I would have been maintaining crops or checking the area.
Human perception. Though I can already tell. He's been thinking.
He seems. You aren't able to ascertain any extra information.
Maintaining crops, observing the parameters. Maybe. Going to neutral zone.
I didn't do that. I wouldn't have entered the neutral zone anywhere near where that guy was.
Human perception.
Again, you're not able to tell anything specific.
Your father, was he home during those times?
Yes.
3 hours ago?
Yes, he and my mother were engaging each other.
Oh, that's good to know that their, marriage is going well.
Yeah, it's great. Every son loves to be forced out of the house, so that way their parents can sleep together.
So, what do you think of the girl who Mr. Warren roomed with?
She's a lovely young lady. It's a shame that she had to live with him at all. We should have put him into one of the camps with the other men instead of putting them together.
Any of the other women you're quite familiar with? Maybe friends?
We all know each other. They've known me since I was a child.
So, I need to think about this. So, your father, Mighty Oak, was home then, and he left to check on Mr. Warren an hour and a half ago?
Yeah. Sometime around that, yeah.
Do you think that's quite uncharacteristic of your father to do that, or?
No, I'd say that fits him. He didn't like Mr. Warren, same with me. But, if the guy's gone, not where he's supposed to be, we look for people.
And you didn't go with him?
No, I was busy doing other things, tending to the crops at that point.
Tending to the crops. I see. Well, you would be quite lucky to know that we actually found the weapon that murdered Mr. Warren.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, they had an empty magazine though. Do you know where people might hide something like that?
I no. A magazine's pretty small, right? It could go anywhere. Under a bed or a floorboard or a pot or a pan.
Pot in a pan, huh? Fuck, I wanted to ask another question, but I forgot it. So, you would be quite unfortunate to know if one of your friends or acquaintances in this place would actually have killed him. There might be some fingerprints on the gun.
I think that'd be a reasonable assumption. Unless they knew what they were doing and were wearing a glove or something else to hide the fingerprints.
Does he have gloves on?
Currently, no. No.
Did any of the farmers have gloves while working?
You could tell that the people who attending to the crops, they do have farming gloves on while they're working.
I also want to kind of check for him to see if he has any cybernetics.
Yeah. You can roll both reveal object and a perception.
Perception at 20. Reveal object 21.
He can tell he has absolutely no cyber optics. Despite his picture. It's misleading.
Yeah. How precise was the shot in the heart?
It was a dead-on shot.
Does anyone in this camp have cybernetic enhancements?
No. Mr. Warren, I know, had some internal component. Beyond that, most of us, part of the thing we do to let go is if it's any cyber that we can let go of, we get rid of it.
Have you been outside of this section of the town, I guess, in your life at one point?
Every now and then we have to make trips to the city for supplies. We don't have much, but we're able to trade some plants to some of the more lucrative parts of town. People want fresh, real vegetables.
So, were you born here or outside?
Okay, I guess I was born outside of the city, not here. About 19 years ago. Moved here when I was about 4 or 5. Came to this forest, and have been here since.
Where did you guys live before that? Do you know? Do you remember?
Going to my parents, Arizona.
So is that part of the city? Or is
No.
that just a country?
No, it's
just a different state.
You know, this is a coastal city, and Arizona's inside. It's an internal landlocked state.
Okay.
Yeah, ended up moving out here after one of the extremely bad dust hurricanes.
Yeah, those do tend to happen around the city and outside of it.
A dust hurricane would be something that happens in a landlocked section away from the water. It's a new natural disaster, just to clarify.
Okay. Do you go out to trade often by yourself? Or is there always someone with you?
Typically we go in pairs, but on occasion, yeah.
Fuck it, I'm just gonna get on with it. Just gonna get like motion over Clement.
Oh, yes, detective?
Well, Jason, we have found a magazine inside your pot in your house.
He looks surprised. No, that can't be.
Would you mind explaining?
We don't own weapons.
Well, you just said that people go out to trade.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we buy supplies. We don't buy guns.
Human emotions.
Human perception.
Human perception, whatever. Man, that's
not able to get a good read on him at all.
Oh god. So
Clement's gonna whisper in the ear. I believe we have found our man, detective. Just say the word and I shall book him.
not quite yet.
Very well.
Let me ask you this straight. Were you the one to shoot Mr. Warren?
No, I did not shoot Mr. Warren.
Then do you think your father did it?
No, of course not.
Are you sure? You two seem to have the greatest motives. But your father has an alibi.
We... listen, it's not what we do here.
No, it's not what you guys do around here, but you guys went to neutral zone. You know, things tend to happen.
Things can happen, yeah. I'm done answering your questions.
Well, do you want to leave then?
Yeah.
Get him.
Clement's gonna immediately go and just grab his arm.
We should have a talk with your father.
So we are currently placing you under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Yada, 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 blah, 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 says the rest of the Miranda rights. I shall place him in the car.
Well, I'm gonna talk to the mighty oak.
Yes, detective.
And you aware that there was a magazine inside of your pod? Specifically
Magazine?
the one that to the weapon that we found inside the forest.
No, that can't be.
Well, we are inclined to believe that your son has been the one to shoot Mr. Warren there.
No, no, no. You're making a mistake. It can't be my son. He's not a killer. He's not the type.
Humans tend to show different sides to other people.
Listen, we've taught our son peace and negotiation and humility. He wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. You're wrong, officer.
Well, you might want to, come in too, just to check up on him.
Is my son under arrest?
For now, we will do a fingerprint scan on all of the weapons and the magazine, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Fine, I'll come in with you. I'm not letting you take my son alone.
Understandable. Come along. Might want to tell your wife.
Yeah.
She's been pretty worried.
Goes and explains it to her. And then you head back to the police car, or are you doing anything else?
Going to the police car.
He gets in the back of the car. Come on, hops in the driver's seat. And unlike regular cars where it just has like the open, so that the person can still yell through and do things like that, this one can fully seal, and immediately Clement just seals it up. Not going to be listening to any of that if you don't mind.
Well, I'm sure. Sure, it'll be fine. They can talk it out.
Quite an eventful first day, no?
Well, no fighting.
I suppose we can call that the win. All right, you make your way back to headquarters.
Who are these fuckers?
What fuckers?
This guy's down here, around the corner. It's a little shady.
Oh, they're on a bench.
Oh, okay.
So this is your company. You can see there's a little Cyberware sign right out front. These hands can be yours.
What can be mine?
These hands can be yours. It's the sign right out front.
Oh, okay.
You all walk in. You see your familiar lobby site. Offices over to the side. The assistant. She nods at you as you enter. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Make your way around to the back. You know that this is Ava's office right here. Do you pop in to say anything?
I'll pop in and say, I'm back.
Welcome back. How did everything go?
Let's chat in a minute. I need to meet with R&D first.
Y'all climb into the elevator. You make your way up to the penthouse. As you enter the penthouse, you can see that there's the sharpshooter above you and to the side, watching over you all as you enter. Axel sits in back. Says, the head of R&D should be here shortly.
Thank you.
You can see that the head of R&D enters. Hello, sir.
Have we been working on anything new, exciting? Something that would get people really, really excited?
They're the current experimental batch that is being worked on.
What is that?
It's, you know that there are a number of things, among of which are the enhanced cyber deck, an experimental Sandevistan, an experimental supergrav component, an experimental antigrav component, as well as the experimental expelling exoskeleton.
The Cyberdeck, does that just add more slots for people to do stuff?
It also allows quick hacking, something which is mostly foreign to the city.
Tell me, the Cyberdeck, is it ready to release?
No. I apologize, sir. Have you not gotten the report yet?
No.
Axel's gonna take a step forward. I was only just going over it. I was gonna bring it to your attention here in just a moment. Allow me then. The current batch is going well for the most part, however, of those products that were just discussed, we've had a couple of the test subjects go dark on us.
Who?
We've had 3 of the 10. The first one is Alex Shade, the spy that we caught from New Dawn. He had installed the experimental Sandevistan as well as both of the gravity components. The amnesia triggers have been triggered on all of these 3, so they won't cause any direct harm to us, but they should be recovered. At the very least, Shade should, as well as the third one, Calypso. The other 2 was Conja Calypso. He has the experimental exoskeleton. The man's a threat. That's the one that we should prioritize getting back the most, because anyone who has tech like that, they'd be an Atom Smasher level of armor. The legend from Night City.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, who had the experimental Cyberdeck. Where's that name? Remy Balmont. It was Nell's best netrunner. Apparently he underwent a personality shift and he's disappeared as of today. If we are able to recover him, I imagine he'll be back to loyal with us, but it is still an issue.
I'm gonna look at R&D. Leave.
She nods her head.
Do me a favor, though. Send marketing in here in about 5 minutes.
Very well.
Axel,
Yes.
do we have suicide triggers in these individuals?
We have one in Alex Shade. We don't have any in the other 2.
Trigger it.
Very well. Starts tapping away at his holopad. Should be done. We should be able to find the corpse eventually. We just need to make sure that we're able to get to it first.
I want you to find me a fixer outside of Lapis. I need to hire someone for each of these people. I want them all brought in, dead or alive.
I have a list of the major fixers in town. Is there a particular style you're looking for? Or are you looking to hire all of them?
For Remy, someone just standard. We don't need anything crazy if you believe he'll come back. For Calypso and Alex Shade, I don't trust them. Especially with Alex being a former spy. Who knows if that suicide aspect even worked? I want to confirm it. I want Calypso and Alex Shade taken down, killed. Whatever the expense. I don't care if this ruins the competition. Remy Balmont, I want him brought in alive.
Yes, sir. Alright, the fixers that we have the options for, there's Mad Maud. She lives in the hills. Not a particularly savory person. I imagine it wouldn't be in our interest to trust her, but she does have a far reach. If we're looking to recover a body, she would probably be the best one to contact. But again, she might take that body herself. Next we have Roman. He's typically in charge of the Barrens. I don't suspect anyone went out there, but if you'd like, we can put some feelers. The one that we'll probably be interested in for most of this will be Hijack. He handles most of the jobs in Maida Town as well as a lot of the Hollows. From what I understand, he's even trying to shoot for Lapis's position.
I want him on Calypso and Remy.
Yes, sir.
What's the woman's name again in the hills?
Mad Maud.
Mad Maud. I want her on Alex Shade. I really don't trust a spy.
Very well.
What I do want, I want to make it clear. I want the body. And I want the tech to be delivered to me. You can tell her we will pay her double her fee. And when we perfect the tech, I will give her a choice of one of them for free.
All right. I'll put that out then. Sir, for issues like this, should I handle the fees on my own?
If you are willing to do that at this time due to this competition, I will compensate you double at the end of this competition.
All right.
But if not, feel free to take from mine whatever you feel more comfortable with, Axel. I trust you.
If I'm able to, and it seems to be a reasonable amount, I will do it from my own.
I
For the
appreciate
situation like
that.
with Hijack, I may have to dip into your funds, though.
That's fine.
All right. Starts tapping
Just-
away.
Just see it done.
Goes back. Very well. I'll be back here shortly, sir.
God, I have a feeling one of these is a person, and I don't know who.
Yeah, it might be.
Someone else, and I really hope I don't ruin someone's day.
Yeah, time will tell.
And then when marketing comes in,
The head of marketing comes in.
is it your twin?
That's the general corpo token. So
I get you. Here's the deal. We need to exceed sales higher than we've ever had before. I want your team working on a promotion, and I want you to speak with all of the storefronts that they can submit for reimbursement at the end of the month. It is buy one get one free on all tech.
very well, sir. There is something you should know about from what we've just gathered. Prices in almost every other corporation, it seems everyone except for Tri-X, has upped their prices by a flat 30%.
Put out a statement. Actually, schedule a press meeting. I want to speak to the media.
Okay. Okay, I'll be back. A little bit of time passes, and you can see Axel returns. He's all right. I have had to dip into your funds slightly for Hijack, 5,000 credits.
Fine.
Credits. 5,000 eddies.
That's fine.
All right. It is also something that occurred to me that would not cost funds, but we would not recover the technology, most likely. We could reach out to MaxTac. We've done this before for issues like this, where Saul has personally destroyed the subjects in question. If we are concerned about the body for Alex or for Calypso, it could be a valuable way to do it. We will lose the technology most likely.
I assume we have other prototypes.
Yes.
As a worst case, that is plan B.
Very well. So I will do nothing about that yet.
You might tip them off. But let them know not to proceed yet.
Very well. I'll let them know that there's a suspicious individual that may match their descriptions. We are uncertain.
All right. That's fine. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to speak to the media. Marketing informed me all the other corporations did exactly as I expected. They increased their prices 30%. You know how that's going to go over in the city. People are already scrapping. So we're going to be the superheroes.
It might piss off Cypher.
I understand. But I'm not going to do anything that'll hurt him.
All right.
If anything, it might actually increase his sales too.
All right. Well, before you do that, then there is also one other thing we should go over. The shipment that was hit was carrying cyber limbs. It means that we're on track currently to run out of stock, just as is. We could put out a shipment to get an emergency batch in before that happens, before the next shipment, the next official shipment would come in, but that means it will come out of your pocket.
Fucking hell.
From what I understand, for the emergency cost, it would be about 50,000 eddies.
How soon could they get to the stores?
2 days.
100,000. Make it happen in a day.
All right. He's tapping away at it.
Spend money to make money.
And one final thing. You have a date planned with Ava this evening. Is that still on, or with everything going on, should we push that back?
It's absolutely still on.
Very well. All right. I've just gotten word from marketing. You will have a brief news segment spot coming up here in just a few minutes. Let's get you ready.
Thanks, sir. Take me to the powder room. Ooh.
So he sets up some devices around. Essentially, you can see there's a little drone flying up in front of you. The assistant will move off to the side here. He goes, all right, sir. Are you ready? You know everything you're going to say?
Yep.
All right. As he pulls up on your computer monitor there, exactly what's currently going on with the news. And you can see that there is Mitch Michaels, the most trusted name in news, currently reporting at TNN.
Is there any reports or anything like kind of before my segment of like people are mad about the rising costs or anything like that?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
So you're essentially, you can see he's listening. He's like, all right, and now we have an official press statement here coming from Ludwig Grimes himself. Let's get on over to him and see what he has to say. You can see the drone lights up.
People, what's the city called again?
Transcendan City. You're not saying that live, just to clarify.
No. People of Transcendan City, it is I, Ludwig Grimes. As some of you may have seen or you will experience here shortly, the rise of costs of most of your other goods throughout the city, whether that be just supplementals or necessities, costs have risen at approximately about 30% across the board. I and Akuma Industries have always been with the people and for the people in everything we create and develop. That being said, in these potentially trying times over this next little period, we are committing to offering tech to those who have never had access before. If you are someone who is not able to afford something as simple as a cyberdeck, a limb, and you've always been wanting new tech, or simply need to upgrade, please bring your income information to any store, and they will get you it for free as an introductory into it. Likewise, if you are already a patron of Akuma Industries and purchasing tech throughout this city, right now it is a buy one, get one free of all tech that we have produced. Now you may be asking, this is going to affect those business owners on a whole new level as they are going to lose income. Well, I am also speaking to them. Please keep track of every purchase that comes through as a buy one, get one free, or that you are giving out for free. You may submit for reimbursement at the end of April to be paid in the month of May. You will be fully compensated for everything that you sell at a discounted rate. I want Akuma Industries to be a household name at this point. As stated, I, Ludwig Grimes, am for the people and have always been for the people, and will ensure you are all taken care of during this time. Any questions may be submitted to marketing@akumaindustries.com, and if so be it, I will personally address them if needed. Thank you very much, and God bless all of you. I don't know if I'd say God bless all of you. What would make sense for like this, something like that?
It's up to you. You could just say and bless all of you, or good luck to all of you, or anything like that.
And good luck to all of you, and stay safe out there.
So he goes, the camera dims. Mitch Michaels goes, well, that is an unusually an unusually generous offer from Akuma Industries. And even more on that, we have been receiving some reports, haven't been able to confirm anything yet, that prices have been up in almost every other factor of the city, except for Tri-X, but it looks like they're still going to have some competition on their hands with Akuma pulling a stunt like this. You know what? I think I'm going to head on down to my local, I'm getting my fucking genres mixed up. I think I'm going to head on down to my local ripperdoc and buy an extra arm just in case. You know, you never know when you're going to need it. All right, well, here on to our next story. And then it shuts on down. Roll a trading check.
Where the fuck is that?
It's under social.
A trading?
Yeah. All right, a 12.
Oh, shit. I rolled a 1?
Yeah, you rolled a 1, but it means your final result was a 12. Which is still not bad.
What is that? What was that for?
That's just to affect the general perception of this. Are people being like, oh, there's something going on here, or is it like, oh wow, look at that? It's all right, sir. Well, let's get you onto that date, shall we?
Absolutely.
You walk on down to go and have your date with Ava.
All right. This must be the place. Or if it's not, we'll at least find out from someone in the bar.
Yeah. Still have a feeling that this is, I have a feeling we're gonna get exactly what we bargained for here.
What are you thinking?
So I don't know. I haven't been able to shake that goosebump feeling about her.
Oh, we'll see.
All right.
It's our only lead at the moment.
You walk in, you can see a very, it's still relatively midday or so, late, we'll say it's like 2 p.m. So there's a little bit of activity in the bar, but it's nothing crazy right now. You go take a step in. Well, look who we have here, some fresh meat in my bar.
Okay, so we haven't been here before.
She looks at you. Actually, are you trying to whisper that quietly?
I just kind of say it like
Say it casually.
casually, yeah.
Okay. What's that supposed to mean? You don't remember where you've been?
Yeah.
Maybe you're worried that you're blacking out too much.
I didn't think about that.
Well, I guess the question remains then, what are you doing here now?
I'm gonna, knowing what they just said about blacking out, I'm gonna look down at my hands, see if I'm shaking.
You are not showing any instinctual sign of anything. You just seem calm.
Oh. I'm gonna like kind of like flex my fingers back and forth. I think I'm okay, at least for now. We're actually here looking for work.
Oh? Well, who sent you? I don't think we got a name. Really? Well, that's fine. So, do you know anything about me?
This is all new to me. We were told to come looking for Mad Mod.
Well, splendid. Come on, take a seat. First drink will be on the house.
Is this person talking? This is one talking right here?
Yeah. Pours just a couple of beers, pushes out in front of you two.
I'm gonna put my hands up. You said on the house, right? We don't have any eddies on us at all.
Yeah. It's on the house. The one and only drink you'll get for free in this bar.
Okay.
Well, unless you woo some other nice lady or fella, anyway.
First one's always free, right?
So, what's your experience?
I wish I could tell you.
Brand new, huh? All right, and you? Yeah, I've got no clue. I mean, yeah, brand new. Okay. Well, I have some splendid jobs available right now. Now, I take it you aren't too familiar with the way I do things based on your reactions.
Yeah.
Oh, no need to worry then. Everything will work out just fine. However, you can see she pulls out a data pad.
We don't know what kind of time frame we have right now. I just know that we don't have any blockers on us. And from what we could tell, we have some new installations that we don't know much about. So we need to get some eddies so we can go visit a ripperdoc pretty quick.
You can see your eyes kind of shine at that. Really? She looks around. How about we just take a quick look under the hood then?
Oh, you know somebody?
Well, I know how to scan your hardware.
Okay.
Comes out from behind the counter, goes up to the arcade machine. Beat it, kid. And C just scrambles off. Come on.
I'll go first. Just keep an eye on me, okay?
Yeah. Now just stand right there. Let's see. She looks at your back. Good. Neuralware. Capable. And see she pulls something out that comes out of the side of the machine. Jots it into you. And you can see essentially just the entire screen in front of you changes from the game that was there to like a blue data screen, kind of like a command prompt. Suddenly information's racing across it. You can see basic biometric information, details about you. A lot of stuff is also hidden for some reason that just feels abnormal as it's going by. Well, this is very strange. Then it finally gets to your cyberware. And what you see everything that you are already aware of installed, as well as 3 unknown ones. One of them says it is one of them is able to clarify exactly what type it is, where it's a Sandevistan.
That's rare.
Which they themselves aren't too rare. They're regular, they're very common. Though metagame, the one that David has in Edgerunners, his is a different version and a much higher quality, but they're low quality ones that are fairly common. And they're just essentially reflex boosters.
I don't remember having that. Then again, I don't remember much of anything.
And the other 2 unknown ones, there is absolutely no information about them. This is very interesting. Now, Sandevistan, it's nothing. That'll be useful. I take it you're a fighter based on everything I'm seeing. Good. That'll come in handy. The 2 unknown ones. That's very curious.
Guess it'll just take time.
Maybe. Maybe you'll figure them out as you go. Of course, if you want, I could have a friend take a look under the hood as well, a deeper look. Of course, we'd have to put you under while it's happening, make sure everything's going all right. Don't want to have any strange occurrences.
Oh, we'll get to that. I think we can get to that probably later. Maybe for now, we need to just do some work.
Very well. All right.
In case this stuff starts backfiring on me.
Very well. Enough of you. You can unhook. And actually, she unhooks it from you. Then Remy steps forward, hooks it into him. You can see very similar stuff pops up. You know, it's going through basic information that's there. Biometric data is there. A lot of other basic background information, things like that, just completely hidden. Then it finally gets to his cyberware. And you can see there's this whole list of everything that he has, which if you want me to go into a list of, I can. But most of it's Neuralware, cyber optics. Most of it is Neuralware based, just stuff that's in his head. And then he also has an unknown one marked, and that is a cyber deck. Ooh, a Netrunner. Well, I think we can absolutely make use of you two. I actually have a very useful job that needs to be done for that. So, you two in?
You don't have much of a choice. Right, pal?
Splendid. That's what I love to hear. She unhooks it. All right. Let me get the files ready here. Go ahead and finish your drinks. You'll want to. If things go wrong, which it seems like you two are prone to have happening, might be your last.
So, Why would most of the information be blocked to us? That was kind of weird, right?
It depends on what level of encryption your neural has. My system can't get through anything severe.
That'd be part of the reason why we have a memory loss.
Oh, that's why you're acting strange. I thought you were just being coy. Memory loss, huh? You know, there have been people before who have reported memory loss. With your cybernetics the way they are. But you don't strike me for the type. Neither of you look like suits.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you.
Interesting. Well, I have seen this before. Unfortunately, in almost every scenario, MaxTac comes to get them and clean up the job. Well, if a corpo doesn't come in, hired mercs coming in to do a job. Maybe there's already one out there. It'd be real awkward if the next job has to have you taking each other in.
Probably not.
Well, if you prove to be valuable assets, even if something like that does come into the pipe works, I'd be happy to just flesh it right down. So, prove yourself useful. We'll have a great working relationship. I can try and look into the memory loss, but it will be difficult trying to ask questions about MaxTac without the psycho getting on my business. She's just typing on her data pad while she's going through.
Remy, so what kind of weaponry do you have? It sounds like we're gonna need some for this.
He looks around his person. I've got a pistol.
Well, that's more than I've got.
That's yeah, you don't have anything built in? I saw your cybernetics go by. You should have something inside you. So at least one thing that had a pop-up weapon.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna step back away from the bar for a second, and I just kind of like look at my arm, and then I guess I'll extend it into the blade.
Just a large blade pops out. All right, well, I guess we've definitely we know where you're capable of. I'll leave the melee fighting to you, and I'll assist you from range. Should that be necessary, he turns to Maud.
I think I'm also gonna pop the grenade launcher thing out. I also have this, but I don't think I have any ammo for it.
A grenade launcher? Maybe you were a suit. Not a corpo themselves, but hired military. I keep saying that. Hired bodyguard, mercenary.
Oh, none of it matters now. I'll put it back and retract it and sit back down. Drink my drink.
I'm trying to think of what specific thing here. It'd be best to send you one.
Roll 1d20 to see if we run into a cyber psycho.
No, that's not this session. The first session, I don't roll the random chance encounter. The second session, that might happen. Alright, I've got the perfect job for you. It's rare we get a net runner in here willing to take jobs for me, so we're gonna send you to do some information gathering on Netwatch. And you recognize the name Netwatch. They are historically they're essentially a mega corporation to an extent, and they're the only mega corporation that has any presence inside Transcendan City, inside TC. But it's a very small presence. They just have a very small base that operates, and they've never really been needed for anything as far as you're aware of. That's as far as your memory goes for that. Beyond that, there's pretty much no impression. And even Remy, being the presumed netrunner, is all right. Well, I know Netwatch. Is this going to be a tough job? No, so long as you can get through everything undiscovered. Essentially, the Netwatch here aren't very active. They don't need to be. But if you mess this up and you raise a red flag in their system, they probably will be. So,
That's where I come into play.
Yep. Or if there's anybody that you wish to just take out ahead of time. So long as you make it look like this hasn't been a breach of their security or anything involving them directly, and maybe just a random mugging or house robbery attempt, everything should be just fine. So it's your call how to handle that. Preemptive assassination and just rough up the place. Wait to see if something goes wrong and react then, or anything in the middle. Surprise me. All right. So here is the information. He just kind of swipes it forward, and you can see his eye shimmers, and you have your data pad buzzes, or your agent buzzes.
There it is.
They have some address information, all that basic stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's all right. Now, you're not going to do that tonight, or you're not going to do that today. Currently, there is something big going on over in the Ascent, so we'd rather not push our luck. As a final gesture of my goodwill, I'll offer you a place to stay. You're in the bar, nothing fancy, no hotel rooms. And tomorrow, you can get started on this job.
That's nice of you.
It's out of abundance of caution, I assure you. Something's going on with the corpos in this city. Something's going on that we're all going to feel sooner or later. I don't want to piss them off and send them here at my doorstep first.
All right, well, can't argue with that.
All right. You can have water as well for the rest of the night, unless you can find a way to pay.
That'll be fine.
And there's one thing that hasn't been covered yet. How much are we getting paid for this? Yes. You'll get 700 eddies each for a successful job. And if you manage to do it all discreetly, no flags raised on any end, I'll throw in a bonus. I'll see what I feel like that bonus is worth next time.
You heard her. Let's do it quietly.
All right. Don't really have a choice, I guess.
You're the net runner.
You're the muscle.
So we'll see.
All right. Well, let's get some rest right now. See if we can remember anything as time goes by, too.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you go to finish your drink or stand up or do anything like that?
Finish the drink.
So,
put it down on the counter, and then I stand up.
As you go to finish the drink, suddenly you feel a massive pain surging through your neck.
I'm gonna grit down on my teeth pretty hard. Okay.
Well, what's going on with you, man? You all right?
I'm not sure.
You can see as time's going by, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. You can feel it's like giving you a splitting headache that you just can't do anything about.
Feels like my skull's cracking.
You can see he's looking through. Come on. What can I do? What can I do for the cyberdeck guy? Wait a second. All right, hold still. He needs to roll a check. So you can see he's just kind of focusing. You can see his eyes shimmer as you're just looking through the splitting pane, and suddenly the pain, you feel a sudden surge of more pain, but then immediately afterwards, it all just fades away.
Like I taste iron. Ugh.
You're good though, right?
Whatever you did, that was the trick.
Yeah, the question is, what did I just do? I think I figured out what makes my cyber deck unique.
Oh.
I was able to just mess with your cyberware without interfacing with you. I mean, I know they've had stuff like that in Night City for a while, but this is the first I've ever heard of it being here in TC.
Yeah, it's pretty nova.
Alright, I have no idea what it was that just happened to you. There was some cyberware installed into your head that was, I think it was killing your system. I was able to target it and destroy it, and disable it. I don't know if it's permanent, though. I don't know how this works at all.
Could that mean someone's coming for us?
It's possible. She said, I mean, if we were suits, if either of us was a suit, they do have a suicide chip that comes standard with employee contracts. That might be what was just triggered.
I'm not trying to... Oh, because I accepted it, I guess?
Yeah, you essentially accepted a contract, or accepted their terms. Theoretically.
So are you gonna have to do that every time then?
I don't know. We need to get a ripperdoc looking at that, though. So the first thing, once we're done with this job, that's the first thing that we're doing.
Are they able to track us?
Possibly, if they have it installed in us.
Is that something you can look? Is that something you can look at?
It looks to Mad Mod. But your system would have shown that, wouldn't it? She nods her head. Yeah. There are currently no trackers inside either of you. Which is very strange, because if you are in fact suits, and if that was in fact a suicide chip trying to self-destruct you, it's very curious as to why they aren't already on you. And why the tracker wouldn't be there either.
Oh. I guess best not to think about it for now. Let's get some rest.
Yeah, rest up. You go back to a booth, and you relax as night passes. Or as the day passes. Not too long goes by. You see a guy kicks open the doors, walking in with a strut in his step. He goes, "Hey, Mud! Hey! Heard the big news, huh? Right, everyone?" Looks around. Now, what's the big news, Katsu? Oh, everyone! He walks in the center, just hands up. Everyone, listen to this. The fucking corpse, the suits, the corpos, the people bleeding this city dry have just decided to deepen that wound. Almost every fucking thing has just increased in its price by 30 fucking %. Everything except Cyberware and anything that's made by Tri-X. So hey, at least our fucking sex toys work, huh? They really upped everything by 30%. You've seen that? You've tracked that already? Yes, yeah. Everything. If it ain't Cyberware and it ain't made by Tri-X, everything is up 30%. I guess your rent's probably not up 30%. I'd wager that's coming tomorrow after your landlord makes sure and reneges on the contract. Fucking hell, man. Looks around. Looks at you. Oh, sorry. We should be back here. He locks eyes with you. The fuck are you?
New muscle.
All right. So, everybody, just a friendly reminder here. If you are looking to have yourselves covered, to have your backs watched, make sure to come up and be in good faith with the Yamaguchi boys, because we are not gonna let these motherfuckers come here and ruin what we've got going in this city. So, Maud, you finally ready to join the family? He turns back to her and points. No. Your family's not meant for me. Yeah, that's probably right. Not my call in the end anyway, but if any of you are looking to possibly get in on things, remember, we're recruiting and we do not sell out our own. He points to you again. And so if you're hired muscle and you're looking for a new place to go, new friends to meet, Mad Mod here ain't the one to do it. But hey, at least she'll give you a paycheck, right?
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Anyway. Just wanted to go by and inform everyone. Head by to the clinic next. Make sure that they know what's up. Get a checkup here before the prices actually fully rise. Alright. And remember, fuck the corpos. I keep saying suits for some reason. And he just walks out.
He was colorful.
Yeah. Well, you've just seen one of the heads of the Yamaguchi boys. Normally he's a nerd, so don't take anything that he said with much actual gusto. But if he's right, fuck.
Where'd this subject go? Oh, not there.
Yep, throw him in cells. It's alright. We can now wait for the rest of the testing to come back.
Should probably wait and then interrogate.
Very well.
Are you aware of the great strategy, bad cop, good cop? Did they ever teach you that in an academy?
Of
France?
course, of course.
Well,
So?
I'm gonna try to be a good cop. You should be more intimidating with all your cybernetics.
Very well. I'll be happy to play the part of the bad cop. You can see he holds out his arm and it switches to show to show rippers. You know, a heavy extended melee weapon from his hand. All right, I've been waiting for this.
Oh, that's a neat trick. Does it hurt?
Oh no, feels a little strange the first few times, but you get used to it.
I see. Do you have to oil it a lot?
No, it is a very high quality part. This is my specific cyberware does not come from Akuma Industries like many of the city. I got this before I got here, and as such, it is Militech, the highest quality out there.
Well, good to know that at least my partner has some suitable cybernetics.
You do not need to worry about me.
Well, gonna do some paperwork, some
Yep.
reports, just already type it in advance so I don't have to do it later while waiting for the things to arrive.
Time passes. Eventually, you hear a report back. Detective, do you see this? They have reported back that they have found the matching fingerprints on the magazine, the pistol, and that of the son.
Oh. Nikli didn't know what to do then. You know, he could have wore some farmer gloves.
Well,
He even said it himself.
perhaps he is an amateur.
Even though he was an amateur, he seemed to shoot quite well. And only one shot to the heart. It doesn't seem very spiteful. Only taking one shot. If it was me, I would have shot him multiple times.
Well, if you wish to keep pursuing, of course we can, but we have all the evidence we need. This case is done as far as I'm concerned.
That we do. I really don't want to waste more time on this, really.
Good. Then let us leave it the rest to the beat cops.
All right.
Splendid. All right. He kind of leans forward to you. Now, I believe that this has been a successful first day, quite nova, as you say in the city. But from what I hear, every corp has recently just upped their prices. I misread a line here.
Inflation?
I skipped a line here. I skipped ahead. I was reading a different line segment. So how about we celebrate by grabbing a bite to eat? There's a cheap dog place across the street from my apartment. My tweet?
Well, I wouldn't mind. Sure, why not?
Alright, let us go.
Do you drink alcohol?
Of course I do. So they don't
Oh.
sell any at this court.
Might have to get some later.
Of course. Let us go now, though. We can decide what we are doing afterwards.
Yeah. Sure. So where does he live? What part of town? What part of town is this? It's also close by.
This is Meta Town. So as you approach the area, you realize that this is actually across from your apartment as well.
Oh yeah, I do live around that part. I'm just looking at the map right now. You live close by.
Oh, so you live here too?
Yeah. Around in that direction.
Is that building right there?
Is it?
Yes.
Where is it? Is that mine?
Yeah, you have the sheep.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, I happen to be your neighbor then.
When did you move in?
I moved in just a couple of days ago.
Well, I've barely noticed that. I've been in the office all day, all night, doing paperwork.
Well, that explains why we did not see each other earlier. Alright, but anyway, you can see he has hot dogs, corn dogs.
I'll have some corn dogs.
Gentleman goes through, hands it to you. Says, I just have a regular hot dog. Takes it, hands it to him. Alright, that'll be 6 eddies. 6? Yesterday
6 eddies.
it was 4 yesterday for 2. Sorry. SNH just upped the price of our goods. From what I hear, almost every corporation has upped their costs, except Akuma and Tri-X. We've got to compensate, so it's 6 eddies now. Fine. Yes, it is. You can see his eyes shimmer. Ugh. Well, I suppose that means rent is going to be going up here shortly too.
I can barely even afford to pay my rent.
You're,
Especially with all the medication supplies.
you're telling me. Listen, he leans forward. From what I gather, we'll know for sure tomorrow. It seems like it's a big hike too, like 30% on most costs.
What?
Yeah.
Do you know the cost of this? The cost of this?
No. Yeah, but almost every corporation's done it the exact same time. So something's going on. Or they're just trying to kill the poor more than they already have been.
Kind of look to Clement. I smell some trouble. More work.
As do I. Perhaps we should do something about it. Not officially our business, but we are detectives. We have this experience.
We have the experience and this shiny badge.
Indeed we do. Of course, pissing off a corporation might come back to bite us.
It doesn't matter. I don't really care about the corporations.
All right. Well,
I
let
think it's
us.
time for some overtime.
Well, then let us finish our dogs here. Start just eating, going through your food. Then you can feel some footsteps approaching behind you. Some heavy footsteps.
Looks back with the corner looks. Oh.
You see a large, bulky, borged up man approach and stand next to you.
Just kind of looks at him up and down, try to identify what kind of cybernetic enhancements he has, I guess. If it's like well combat oriented, which it probably is.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
you want to
perception, as well as conceal
Perception.
reveal object if you're looking for anything hidden.
Why? It's always this. It's a crit and a fail. What is this?
So you see nothing of his hidden cyberware, but of the base surface one, you can tell he definitely has an exoskeleton going around him, some thick, shelling covering his entire skin, a visor going over his eyes that you can still kind of make his eyes out through it, but he's very heavily augmented. He's wearing a hood like in that picture, so you can't tell anything under that. But his arms are also very large, so you can assume he has gorilla arm enhancements.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Looks like someone's better kitted out than you.
5 dogs.
Yes, sir. That'll be 15 eddies.
15. The fuck you trying to pull?
The costs are up across the city, sir. I'm sorry. That's what we've got to do.
Listen, you gunk, I'm on a budget. 10 eddies for the dogs. I'm not paying a Z anymore.
Hey. Listen, buddy. I know you spend all your money on your goddamn cybernetics. But are you really gonna make a fuss about this? Prices have gone up. Look around you.
I'm on a budget. So I'm gonna get
Aren't we
these
all?
dogs for 10 eddies. Or I'm getting them for free.
I don't think you quite know the law. Nothing's free out here.
He turns to you, looks you up and down.
Well, looks like we found a pig.
Well, looks like I found a piece of junk.
You can see he holds out his hand towards you.
I'm willing to do this. Are you?
Well, bring it on, motherfucker!
You say that?
No. I mean, kind of like that, but cooler. It's like, bring it on. This is just self-defense.
Fine. It's your funeral.
You can see his arm transforms into a grenade launcher.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Jacques is gonna go up first. He's gonna place a hand on you. He's gonna say, "Get some distance. We are not ready to fight this, especially around civilians." And he's gonna start running.
You're correct. And he hasn't attacked yet, though.
He's gonna just go around the corner and just wait to see what you're doing.
And how much squares can I move? It's like equal to my move, right?
Yep.
So 6 squares.
Yep.
Just gonna run to. What is this? It's like a fence or something?
It is
Or just a sidewalk?
It is a big stone wall that is dividing up a zoo-ish part of the city / a park.
Well, I'm just gonna jump on this bank over here, on this bench. Just jump up there, try to get behind it.
All right, roll an acrobatics check. Or athletics check, sorry.
Athletics.
All right, you were able to make it up on top.
As it's my turn, prepare to dodge.
All right. He's gonna shoot the grenade launcher.
Ah, shit. My silver packet's not gonna pay for this one. Grenade launchers can't even like be dodged, no? Oh, you know what? Now one, never mind.
That's the damage.
Oh, actually, no, it's damage. Oh well. Can I dodge that?
No, no, you can't. So he launches it. It slams. It doesn't hit you directly. What's the distance between you two, actually? Oh no, that actually does hit you directly.
Yeah, it does.
That slams into you, exploding. You take the 18 damage minus your stopping power. If that has breached your stopping power, it is
7.
ablated.
By 1, or is it completely dead?
By 1.
Gone. So it goes down by 1, my stopping power?
Yep.
Okay, until it's repaired.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit. Just a burn marked all over me.
And he's going to go run behind this.
Civilians, you should get out of here.
You'll see they're immediately going to start fleeing the scene.
It's not too late for you to surrender, you know.
As if you're gonna let us go. And also, you've done some property damage.
Yeah, pay for my fees and you can consider us even.
Well, just like you, we're on a tight budget.
Alright, Jacques up. He is gonna take a shot from where he is. 1, what's the distance?
So, like, it's the range, meter yards, like a square. That's what it's supposed to be.
It's it's that divided by 2 is the number of squares. So the 0 to 6 is 3 squares. This is 9 squares, so this will fall into 13 to 25. Although actually I realize this is in cover, so he's actually not dealing any damage to the guy, but he's hitting the cover. Alright, so you can see he's shot into the stall. He hasn't breached it at all. And no damage has been done to the individual.
Could I try with, like, athletics to get up there? To do running?
Yeah.
Try to get, like, slide over it, I guess?
Yeah, you jump up. You could jump on top of it, yeah. Jumping from the seat up to the roof. Depending on what your movement is, can you make it that far enough to still have a shot, though?
Nope.
Then no matter what, you
6
wouldn't be
movement.
able to do anything to increase that movement. So you'd still end there, unable to hit him.
I was trying to do it with an athletics check, maybe.
Nah.
Give me like 1 square, man.
Nah, going by hard
square.
rules on this one.
Okay. I guess I'll go over here, try to hide.
All right.
I don't know why I ran away from him. I made it fighter.
Hearing that, he's gonna charge around the corner. Get right there. Actually, I guess he'll get right there. He's going to attack you. You can see out of his
Melee?
arms pop up two cybernetic pieces. Yes, in melee.
Alright, evasion it is.
Yep. So there's... I'm rolling the wrong person. Oh, that's not set
Maybe
up
not.
properly. Yeah, there we go. And his second attack.
The first attack I didn't dodge.
Nope.
No, well.
You don't need to roll evasion for the second. Alright, you're unable to
So
dodge
close.
either. So he hits you for 12, which I think is 2 damage, and then ablating your armor. Then he hits you for 6, ablating your armor.
Alright. Ouch, ouch. Well. Clement, please. Save me.
Let's see. What's he gonna do? Is he detective? I do not know if we can win this fight.
Yeah. About that. We should probably get some backup.
Sorry, I meant to say Androg moves there afterwards.
Okay.
I say, all right, I shall make the call.
Does he have backup as well?
Yeah, he's a lawman.
If you have Sergeant Danny on the line, say you're the new companion of Regan.
Okay. He's gonna use his action to do that. 1 second, I do not have anyone on the line.
Keep trying.
All right. All right, you're up.
Man, this guy's strong. Alright, I will try something here. I think. Alright, fuck it. Grapple. This big dude, I don't know how I'm gonna grapple him. Just try to get on his back or something, I don't know.
All right. Grappling.
So it's brawling against brawling.
Yep.
Huzzah! Oh my fucking god, it makes sense. It makes so much sense.
You gotta try and get like to wrap his arm around him, and he just like flexes his hand and just tosses you back.
The fuck you doing?
I was just trying to give you a hug, man. Start running towards Clement.
And with that, you can see, you can kind of see that he reaches up, grabs a bunch of the dogs, and he starts running.
Oh,
The one's gonna look back. Well, we should probably report this, but again, I think it's
Yeah.
probably not our problem for the day.
yeah.
Roll a perception check as well.
Perception. Of course! Of course!
As you
Why?
look back,
Why is my butt like fucking... What?
as you look back, and you can see exactly where he runs to, where he lifts up the sewer grate. You can see it just kind of between the gap of the cart through that you're seeing. You can see he hops in, closing it behind him, indicating that he's hiding out in the sewers, or he might be a reaper, one of the gangs that
That
hangs
steals
out there.
cybernetics.
Mhm.
Well, looks like they're hiding underground in the sewers.
Well, we shall forward that information. In the meantime, I think we should get some rest, and you need to get yourself taken care of.
I'm sure I'll be fine. I still got that silver package this month.
Well, take care of yourself. Here we are with Victor, playing as Gregory Geiger.
Yep.
Gregory, you're in your ripperdoc den in the slop. The day's been slow and uneventful, and evening draws near. You've been spending your free time watching various boxing matches on your computer, and in between clients, waiting for the day to finish up so that way you can make the exchange for your supplies later. Alright, I'm just gonna deal with the dark camera, so I don't have that glare. You hear a knock at your door.
I will, go over to the door and peep through the peephole.
You see a man who, despite his picture, you don't see glowing eyes or anything like that. He seems to be unaugmented, doesn't have any cyberware as far as you can tell.
Mhm.
He is dressed in a black suit with splatters of blood along the collar and his wrists. Hey, you there?
And I don't recognize this person?
Nope.
All right. Then I will. And he doesn't seem to be wearing any kind of obvious markings of a gang affiliation
Correct.
that I would recognize. Okay. I will just, unlock the door. Hey there, what can I do for you?
Hey, you install cyberware?
You've got the cyberware on you, yep.
All right. Well, he pulls out a little bag from behind him, and you can see that there is some blood dripping dripping out of the bag itself. There's a bunch of cyberware components inside of it. My boss gave me a bonus, if you will. I think it's time for me to chip in.
Sure thing. One moment. And I will go back and I'll get like a more solid container to put that in to bring it inside.
Okay.
So it's not leaking everywhere.
Sorry
I'll
about
let him
sorry about the mess there. Crazy days.
in. Not a problem. It's, just busy enough cleaning the chair. So rather not have to clean the carpets too.
Hey, fair enough. All right, so how much am I owing you for this? We paying now or after?
I don't remember what we did
It's
for the price.
20% of what the base price of the cyberware itself is.
Okay. So I don't know exactly what I'm installing, but
Yeah, you look inside and you can see that there's a Neuralink, a Kerenzikov, a CyberEye, Hyperoptics, and a Mr. Stud.
wow, this man is getting some work done. Say 260, do half up front, half after the work.
All right. Was that his agent? There you go, just slid you 130.
All right. Get comfortable and we'll get to work.
All right. Kicks back.
Lock the door, and we'll get to work.
Ooh. Well, I think that's still a success.
It's pretty good. Even on my off days, I still know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah, you definitely feel as though you didn't quite go up, or didn't do quite as good of a job as you normally could, but you put everything where it needs to go, and everything's functioning perfectly. About an hour goes by as you're putting in all the various components. And then you finally complete the job. Ugh. All right. Oh man, the eye's weird. That's gonna take some getting used to. Everything else, checks his pants. All right. Everything's working fine here then. He stands up, takes a couple of steps around. Yeah. All right. So we're good. Finish the payment and then we're done.
Yep.
All right. Pulls out his agent again. There you go. The final 130 and take a little tip. An extra 20 on me.
Much appreciated.
You gonna dispose of that bag as well?
Yeah, I'll find a place to get rid of it.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right. You'll come down, unlock the door. Enjoy your new, a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, see you later, Chum.
Close and lock up.
As you relock up, evening is falling. The sun's still out, but it's getting dark pretty quickly. And then you hear a call on your agent.
As I was expecting one, I will pick it up.
Hey, G. You ready?
Always.
Over. Be there in 15.
Sounds good.
So
I will. She says it's coming here.
Now,
Or are we meeting up somewhere?
You recognize that to be Tyler.
Yeah.
And you have a spot where you two normally go behind Caladri's tower.
Okay. Yep. So I will do what quick cleaning I can do at the moment, and then I will make my way out.
All right. You clean, you go, you get in your vehicle, and you start making your way over. So you start making your way towards the usual spot when something catches your eye up ahead.
Mm.
You can see that there's a number of the TCPD stationed around a corner. You see cops around, their vehicles, a couple of civilians. But what's very unique about this is you also see that there's a Max Tac. What's that called again? You see a Max Tac Aerodyne, as well as a couple of Max Tac soldiers.
I give them a wide berth to do their job.
You end up driving up, going through just normal traffic, turning down into where the parking lot would be. And there you are. The alley that you're going to is a little bit here to the north, the northwest.
I don't feel like catching a stray bullet with whatever the hell's going on over there. So I'll go up and to the left here around this building, this way.
You can see there's just a little broadcast tower there, small one.
Mm.
And you make your way into the alley. You see Tyler's there, back in the corner, Caladrius Tower behind him. Essentially this black spot that you'll see over here. Cause hey, wasn't sure if you'd still be making it with all the cops around.
As long as I don't do anything too stupid out in the open, it shouldn't be a big deal.
All
Looked
right.
like they were a little busy with whatever the hell Max Tech needed to be down here for.
Yeah. Curious to know what's going on. We're probably going to see a bit more of that here in the near future. But hey.
Comes with the territory.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to business here.
Yep.
Pulls out large crate of the supplies, pushes it forward, sets it in front of him. All right, usual supplies, 4,000 eddies.
If I recall correctly, it's not 4,000 eddies. It was not. It's a little bit more than what I've been paying before, Tyler.
Yeah, you haven't heard, have you? You've been watching boxing all day again, huh? Not tuning into the news.
Yeah. What's going on?
Prices are up across the city. Everything except for Akuma and Tri-X is up a flat 30%. That means Healing Hands is too. We're not happy about it any more than you are, but it means
That's
the
rough.
prices are gonna hit everyone. Right side, you can up what you sell too. Match that.
Yeah, I guess that's not too bad. I mean, obviously it sucks for everybody, but I can make it work.
All right, so 4,000 is not going to be an issue.
Yeah, I can pay it.
All right, make the transfer.
Yeah, I'm just deleting the money.
Is all right. Everything's standards in there.
I'm ready.
Yeah, shit's about to get real. I feel it. So take care of yourself. Remember that pretty much everything might be going up. Your rent, utilities, hell, even fucking trauma team packages might be going up.
We'll figure it out. We always do.
Yeah. Well, take care of yourself. Need any help escorting that back?
One sec. He'll just like kind of poke his head out, see what's going on down here.
See, they haven't moved at all, the police. They're all still just huddling in that little area. They haven't dispersed.
Gotcha. Does it seem like whatever was happening here has like come to a close and they've just like had a perimeter of the place, or
Yes.
does it seem like something is still happening? Okay. All right. Nah, this should be all right. They're still just watching whatever that crime scene is. As long as I just don't head down to that crosswalk, that should be all right.
All right. Well, take care of yourself, man.
You too. It's a dangerous world out there.
Yeah. Starts to walk off. You two go your separate ways.
Yep. Yes, I know. Come down here and
Cross by again, no issue.
Yep.
Load it back into your vehicle,
Yep.
and you make your way back over. And here we are with Squiggle, playing as Chuck Murray.
Chuck Murray.
Chuck, you find yourself in the hills where you live, waiting in your cab car for your next client. The day so far has been rather uneventful, with a clientele that is nothing more than the standard person, nothing fancy to speak of. Evening has arrived, night is getting ready to fall, and you are ready to just accept some few final jobs before finishing up your day. While you're waiting for someone to come by right now, or waiting for a job to request a pickup, you're listening to your radio, which just finished playing an RPM song. Then the radio personality comes in, as he always does between songs. Well, alright folks, hope you enjoyed that one. That was The Cycle Continues by RPM. As always, I'm here, Toddy Loco. In case you haven't heard, expect prices to be going up, out of nowhere. Our corporate overlords have upped their prices by 1/3 in a single day. Luckily, a couple of them resisted their corrupt temptations to screw over the people. Akuma and Triax have both publicly stated that their prices will not be increasing, and Akuma even went so far as to take an extra step and offer a bargain. In their CEO's press statement earlier today, he announced that the entire corporation would be offering a buy one, get one deal on all cyberware, as well as your first installment being free if you're finally ready to chip in. In the meantime, expect your bills to skyrocket, but hey, at least you can get some cyber to show those corpo rats what they deserve. Alright, here we are, on to our next song. Enjoy. Just going back into some classic rock style music.
Nice. I do the little drum on the steering wheel.
Then, your agent beeps. You have an agent, right? You don't have neural-ware and a cyber optics?
Yeah, I just have an agent.
Okay. Your agent beeps, and you can see that there's a ride being requested.
All right, I'm gonna go pick whoever it is.
And you start making your way down here to pick up the client. I'm gonna start moving you automatically right now.
I love having the car token.
You drive by. Actually, he'll be right here.
Nice.
You drive by to where your agent said to pick up the client. You see, it's a young man, no older than 18 at the very most, standing there.
I roll down my window. Does it on the agent? Does it like says their name or whatever?
Yes. You see, it says Ezekiel Geiger.
You Ezekiel?
Yeah, you Chuck.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. He goes and hops into the back of the car.
The guy seems a little suspicious, so like he goes to open the door once it's locked, and then I'll unlock it.
Opens the door after that, sits in. You got a reason for that?
Old age, man, gets you.
Oh, please. My
Fix my
dad's
mirror.
able to keep up and at him at his age. I'm sure that you can be fine. You look no older than, I don't know, what, 42?
42, huh? How old the fuck? How old am I? I actually don't remember. Jeez. I think I'm like 40.
Maybe
It's 40 something.
Maybe I didn't ask you your age. You said middle-aged.
42, I'm flattered.
Well, you're not going to tell me you're older than that, are you?
44.
44. You're not lying, are you?
No.
Okay. Just going to add that to my notes.
Yeah. Canonical age revealed. Big moment for Chuck Murray.
Wow, 44 and still kicking as a cab driver. What a dream.
Living the life.
At least you're alive in this city.
I'm just gonna start driving after that point. Not gonna respond to that.
You can see the job is having you take him down to the not to the Angels, down to the slop.
Flop. Okay.
Which is it's kind of the half slum part of town. It's right before you actually get to the real slums, but it itself is not a high quality place by any means.
Actually, gonna pull up a map right now. Yeah, I just have my music going. The classic rock. It's not super loud to where it's annoying unless he really hates rock.
So you're driving by, making your way down towards the slop. It's mostly quiet until eventually he breaks the silence by asking, do you know anything about the Rippers?
Ooh. The Rippers. That's the little sewer guys metagame, right?
Yeah.
Rippers, huh? Can't say I do, kid.
Nothing at all? Don't even see them or where they come from? I figure a cab driver might know something.
Guess that depends why you're asking. Should I look in the little mirror? Keep my eye on him.
Roll a conversation check. 'Cause my business is my own. I just want to know where you've seen them come from if you've seen them.
Unfortunately, can't say I've seen them too much on these streets. Keep my eye on them.
Fine. It gets quiet again. Drives you down until you arrive in the slop. So you see that you stop right outside of a small, kind of run-down-looking apartment complex. So this is it.
Okay.
He goes, opens up
Alright.
the other door,
Yep.
climbs on out, stops it before he gets all the way out. You sure you don't know anything about him?
Well, like you said, pretty impressive that I'm even alive at this age. I like to keep it that way.
Fine. Well, just in case you ever have a job with a Ripper and they're looking for new blood, tell them Ezekiel's interested. Ezekiel Geiger. They know my dad.
I'll see what I can do, I guess.
Cool. Looks down at, you can see on your agent that there's the pending bill, and then you can see it shines up saying that he's paid it. Is there you go. Climbs out, closes the door, and walks off into the building.
Weird ass kid.
The amount you would have been paid for in that one, I covered. What was it?
Man, I'm not telling them anything about that kid. Screw that. Screw that.
So that was just one section of the city traversed. So he paid you 30 eddies.
Nice. Let me add that to my sheet.
And shortly after, as you see the man goes inside and you get ready to start the car, you hear a sudden slap on the hood.
Oh shit.
You can see that this person has just seemingly come out of nowhere. You can see it's a black woman, seems heavily augmented, a lot of cyberware built into her. Her hand is just slammed into the hood. Not enough to damage it, but just enough to get your attention. Says, hey, need a ride.
Yeah, where to? You got money?
Yeah.
I want to roll. What would this be? A human perception, I guess?
Yep, human perception if you're trying to see if she's being honest.
Trying to get a vibe check. Eesh, not good.
She is giving you a stone-faced, unperceptible insight. You have no idea if she's telling the truth or not.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I've given rides to weird people.
She hops in, this time not in the back, but she hops in the passenger side.
Oh,
Are you going to let that happen?
You wouldn't mind hopping in the back, would you?
I would mind. I'd like to have a conversation, and I prefer to do it face to face.
All right. As long as you're paying.
Climbs in. Drive anywhere.
Cost you for how long we go?
Well, I'll tell you when to stop then. Right now, just start driving.
I want to do a perception check if there's anybody like tailing her. I could guess of maybe
Okay.
if she's trying to use me as like an escape. Use a perception. Jeez, man.
You're having bad luck right now. You take a look around. It's dark out. You're not able to tell much. There's not too much light in this section of the city aside from the billboards here and there, like in front of the apartment. But she seemed very calm as well when she slapped her hand down on it. Based on what you have, you don't think she's in immediate danger, at least.
Okay. I'm gonna start driving.
Tell me about your clientele that you've picked up today. Anyone unique?
Clientele, huh? Well, I hate giving out too much information, but I'm not one to avoid small talk.
Listen, I'm looking for someone.
Picked up some kid a little while ago. Asking a few weird questions.
We'll start
That's
moving her
about
along
it.
with you if you start moving.
Okay. Asked a few odd questions. That's about it. Kid stuff.
I'm not looking for a kid. The young adult, no older than 30.
What should I roll to remember my clientele today?
You know that there's no one who's matched that particular
Okay.
description. You just happen to have had people who haven't been young men, aside from the
Okay.
kid.
Been a bit of a slow day. Can't say I've picked up anybody like that.
Anything eventful?
Eventful. I'm just picking up drunk people.
Anyone with blood on their hands, on their clothes, anything like that? Again, nothing.
I'm gonna kind of I want to roll it again. Another human perception.
Okay.
Because at this point, it's like, all right, it's obviously more than just trying to get a ride. Here we go. Oh, that's better.
You can
No, no.
tell. She is still very difficult to read.
Okay.
But you can tell that she did come in here with a very clear purpose.
Okay.
And you don't think that purpose involves harming you necessarily.
All right. Listen here. If you're trying to hunt down someone, maybe a guy who, I don't know, didn't treat you the nicest, I could help you do something like that, but you're gonna have to be more honest with me here.
She looks at you. Fine. I'm looking for a friend. Someone who is supposed to make contact with me recently and hasn't. And I need to know whether he is on the run or in a ditch.
Yeah. So standard fare is about 10 plus person. Okay. I'll say what's the currency referred to?
Eurobucks, eddies.
Yearbook eddies. Okay. All right. Listen. For 20 eddies, I'll you give me a better description, maybe a picture. I'll ask around, see if anybody else in the business has given that guy a ride. If somebody's on the run in this city, more likely than not, I know someone who's seen him. That's all the dirty work I'm doing.
Male, brunette, age 26. Actually, is that? That might not be true. I'm going to take back that. A young adult male, brunette hair, white pale skin, most likely dressed up in a suit.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to get into contact with, I guess, my cab company then, and see if any employees there have given that guy a ride or at least like seen him or anything? And if not, I'll ask other people.
All right, yeah. So you put out, yeah, you make a quick call.
Yeah.
Have that all sent out. Is all right. How long until we hear back?
Yeah, it depends. Could be quick, could be a little bit.
Well, let's keep driving then.
Sure hope you're paying for this. Oh,
I'm
take
good
a
for
corner.
it. Though it would be best for both of us to avoid the law should they come up.
All right. Well, whatever it is you're keeping from me, we'll find out sooner than later. No, just keep driving. But I take it, we're not looking for our friend.
We are looking for a friend.
I'm gonna do it again. Let's go.
You're able to get a little bit more insight. You feel as though it might be a little bit... You feel as though she's not necessarily lying to you, but there is something more there.
Yeah, I'll, So you said this is like a younger, obviously younger than me looking woman?
Yes. Mid-20s.
Listen, kid, I've been driving for as long as you've been around. I can kind of tell what's going on here. You guys doing some type of job. This guy breaks off with whatever your cut was, and now you're trying to get back at him?
Something like that.
Well, I get where you're coming from. Pisses me off too, but whatever. I'm just here to drive. That's about it. Don't pull me in any more than I have to be.
That's a good thing you're just here to drive, then.
Yeah, I was gonna drive till I get a word. Keeping track of how much we're driving. I need my dang money. So I get the vibe this guy stole the money. She's gonna get it back, or maybe pay me. I don't know. That's
Maybe.
my vibe.
Maybe. You get a call here as time goes by. We'll say you've made it into the hills, or at least one district away. The hills or Metatown or the slums, if that's where you really want to go.
Okay.
Then you finally get a call back from Rask, another driver, or Rask.
Cool. Rask.
Says, hey, Chuck, right?
Yep.
Do me a favor real quick with your companion. Does she have cybernetic audio enhancements?
I'm not gonna look at her. I'm gonna look again in like that mirror and try to do it stealthily-ish.
All right. So roll both a perception and a stealth check.
All right. Here we go. Stealth. Good.
Moment, I'm gonna be rolling hers as private rolls.
Uh-oh.
All right. You take a quick glance to look. You do not see that she has any cyber audio, cyberware. And as far as you can tell, she hasn't noticed you either.
I'm gonna act like I'm kind of like looking outside, and I'm gonna be like, doesn't seem like it, so she doesn't catch on.
All right, listen. We've seen someone who matches that vague description. The thing is, they're currently working under Mad Mod, and she is paying people to keep it quiet. So you've got a choice to make right now to make that woman happy right now, or you keep it quiet, we'll let Mad Mod know, and she'll transfer you a bonus for sure. But, Make that call now. Either you put me on the phone with her and make me make a choice, or you make it here.
Thanks for the heads up. I guess I'll keep driving around looking for him.
Good luck, man.
Appreciate it. Kind of closed the phone.
So,
That was one phone call back. No luck, but should be getting maybe a couple more later on if you're willing to wait.
see, she thinks for a moment.
You want me to since I'm lying about it.
We'll do persuasion.
Okay, I can do a real persuasion. Okay, 15. Okay. We like persuasion.
Drop me off here. Back. Say you're over in the hills now. Where you started.
Well, if you're sure about that, I will be asking for payment, of course.
Yeah. Here you are. Transfers you the 30 eddies. You can see her eye shimmers and it just pops up on your agent.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
Climbs out.
Wish you luck finding whoever it is you're looking for.
She walks off without saying a word.
I'm gonna try to secretly tail her.
Oh, to tell her? Okay.
Yeah.
Another stealth check.
Because if Mad, she's coming here, which I assume she's gonna come to my location, so let's keep somewhat on her. Oh, that's a bet. That's a 2 on the die.
Starts walking, just going down the street.
Yeah. Totally not following you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just walking down a ways. Where am I going here? You're just watching her from the distance. Walks in the street a little bit to avoid the dumpster. Goes around. Then she starts turning into this parking. What am I saying? Parking spot. And then she turns over here into a back alley. At which point you'd lose her if you're trying to tail her in the car.
I guess I would be following in my car, kind of like watching from this little corner. Then see that she goes there. I really, really don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna I guess since my boy who called me earlier was the one getting in contact, I guess I'll give him a call back. Chuck again. Figured I should update you. Chick got out of the car and I tell him like the street, whatever address. Went down that alley. I don't feel safe following her.
Yeah, don't worry about her. I've already sent the heads up to Mad Mod. You should be receiving a payment here shortly. Just keep your eyes on your account.
Sounds good.
She also, you alright if I forward her your number as well? She might want to have some well wishes to say.
Yeah, feel free.
Alright. Good luck, man. Keep your eyes open for those people. I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot happening in the city right now.
I've survived worse.
Well, let's hope it stays that way.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yep. Hang up. And almost immediately as you hang up, you get another call.
All right.
From Andre.
Thanks, sir. From Andre?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You can see on your
I'll
agent
answer
that's who it is. Hey, Chuck.
Howdy.
Got a simple little job if you're looking to do it.
Let's hear it.
Just need to scare a client. Nothing too fancy, but most of the work's actually going to be on you for this one. I'm going to pinpoint you to the direction. We're going to hit the target once they get on their motorcycle. No need to kill them or do anything like that. Just a scare, enough to beat it into them. If you do more of the job, you'll get a higher cut of this one too.
All right. Sounds simple. All right. Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
What's the pay? What's the pay looking like for this one?
That's nothing fancy. 500 eddies in total, so it'd be 250 each.
All right. Send me your location.
All right, here you are. You see, he's actually not that far away from you.
Oh, it's almost like it's all connected. Yeah, I'll go pick him up.
So he's down here at this little corner,
Oh,
a
okay.
little ways away.
Skirt. Following all traffic guidelines.
Comes up, hops into the car. All right. So, I imagine we'll just go for as little information as possible. They should be getting out of the bar here any moment now. Once they get on their bike and start driving, just ram them in the back and then drive away.
All right. You said,
Why are you still on the
I'm
phone?
I was gonna say I'm not on the phone anymore. But, you said, no need to do too much harm, right?
Right. Not looking to kill him. Just make sure that the message gets sent.
All right. Sounds good.
So I moved you slightly over here to the side.
Oh, cool. So it's not where that person. All right. I have a feeling who that is.
You can see up ahead that there's someone who's just pulled out on a bike and started to go. Says, there we go. That's him.
All right. I'm gonna pursue.
All right.
And I guess nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna like nitro boost it.
Call's yours.
Nah, I'll give it a little second before I do that. Because that would do more than probably we want. Yeah, I'll just do a normal drive, chase after him for now.
And I shouldn't know that we're here. But should he find out, this could get messy. So let's not do anything fancy. Just make it quick. Go and hit him.
Got it. I do press my foot against that gas pedal.
All right, you start heading on. Driving up ahead here.
Yeah. Still have that rock music on. Yeah.
Going up. You can see essentially he's getting ready to hit this corner. Says, there you go. There's the chance. Hit him right on. Hit him right on.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Drive land vehicle.
Come on, Chuck. Let's go, Chuck.
You are able to drive with no issue, and right as it gets to the turn, you slam into his side, launching him. Go ahead and roll the damage for that.
My only consistent check. Yeah. Alright, so ground car ram is 66, right?
Yep.
And then you get an extra 2D if it's a... Okay. Okay, acceptable.
That was a low roll. You had a chance to, like, maim this person, do something much more serious.
That was on purpose. I didn't have to go that far.
You just slam into him. You can see the bike goes flying up. He flies off of it, landing right here in the corner. It's all right. Now just get going.
Yep. I'm gonna do I guess I'll do another one to see if how fast I can get out of here.
All right. You can use the NOS.
You know what? Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. You activate the NOS and you just start jetting away.
I jet out of there. Can't even see who hit him.
It's all right. Everything should be good then. Let's just get a quick call here from the... Or let me just make a quick call to our client here.
I think I know who the client is.
Who do you think it is?
It's the fucking mod.
You see,
And that was the dude.
he pulls out the agent, starts ringing, has it on speakerphone. Hey, Mod. Andre
Yo.
here. With Chuck, my driver. We just hit him. Everything's fine. He'll have felt it, but nothing severe. Good. Fantastic. And Chuck, I just heard a very interesting call about you as well. I appreciate you keeping that man a secret. I pay forward my debts. So, Andre, here's your 500 eddies. And Chuck, here's an additional 100 for keeping the secret. Should anyone else come asking about that man, don't worry about him. He's gone. Understood.
Understood. I can keep a secret for you.
Good. You wouldn't happen to know who that lady that you were with was, do you?
Dang, I never asked for her fucking name. She wasn't the most talkative, unfortunately.
Well,
I know the last place she went into, but that's about it.
Well, that'll have to do then. Take care of yourself. And Mad Mod will happily pay back a favor when necessary. Should you need more jobs, be sure to come to me as well.
Appreciate that.
He hangs up the phone. You can see your agent. Your account gets a transfer, 100 eddies. Andre has his. Is all right. And there's the transfer to you. Transfers over 250 more.
Heck yeah. That's a good profit right there.
I would call this a successful night, eh?
Hey, 350 eddies positive.
All right. Drop me off up here. You should take care of yourself as well. Probably have this be the last job you do tonight. Just in case he decides to call the cops, which is unlikely for him, but just in case.
Yeah, I've made a good enough money for the night. Thanks to you. With a nod.
And thank you. You've heard about the price increase as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it means our rent is probably going up here soon. So, take care of yourself. Be ready to pay those bills when they come up. Otherwise, life is going to get very hard very quick.
Well, sounds like we found ourselves a good new way to make some money.
Still, Maud's not exactly the most sane woman. Except her job is with a grain of salt.
I just give him a nod. Thanks for the heads up.
Alright, have a good night.
You too, Andre.
He walks off into the night.
That old man. Grunt. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna open me some beer. Yeah. Oh, so we live in the same building?
He's gone away. He's just gone off into
Okay.
the night.
Cool.
You know he lives relatively nearby in the area.
Cool.
Go ahead and
I'm
make your
making my
way.
way.
Nope.
That's the wrong one.
I yanked you while you moved, I think.
There you go. Back in the crib.
All right.
Flick the lights on.
You can see that you've got, only so much food and water left, anything like that, but definitely got enough to keep you going through the night. What are you drinking?
Beer.
Beer? Not
Actually-
vodka? Gosh.
Yeah, we'll do some vodka. That day deserved some vodka.
That's what you have listed as your favorite drink, too.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. For
Pop-
special occasions.
Pop open the drink, feed your addiction,
Yeah.
and then you go to bed feeling accomplished with yourself. So you return to your parking spot right where you were. You gonna leave it inside the vehicle, or are you heading back into your shop for right now?
We're gonna put it in the shop.
All right. Bring it back to your shop. There's no special cases, nothing else that really happens. You just do it. But you drop it off. You see everything that is supposed to be in there is in there. The immunoblockers, the medical supplies, the various tools.
So yeah, I'll make sure that's stored where I normally store it. Assuming that I don't expect anybody else here for
Right.
the evening, then I will get going, get back home. So now I gotta worry about these prices being marked up. Fucking inflation.
Yeah, making it real topical. All right, as you're loading in your supplies, you hear a heavy knock at the door. And you open it up, and you can see the familiar face of Androck, the leader of the Reapers.
Hey,
Evening, Androck.
I need some more blockers.
Lucky for you, I just got my shipment in.
All right.
How many is it they usually get? I believe it's 3 things of.
Yeah, 3 military-grade immunoblockers.
And that's usually what he takes?
Yep.
Okay.
Their standard price, as you remember, is 3,000.
Mm-hmm.
So the question now for you is, what are you going to do?
Looking to buy 2 military-grade immunoblockers.
Just can do. They'll go back and go get the containers. 2,000 as usual.
All right, so you're charging the usual price, not the marked up one?
Yeah, I know this man's good for it. It's what am I gonna do? Fight him?
All right, here you go. Listen, there was an incident involving me in Native earlier. If the police come by, just say I wasn't here.
Nobody's ever here.
Roll a human perception.
16.
So you can see that there is definitely some unease on him. He seems doubtful and almost scared in an extent.
Don't ask questions in this place. You should know that I ain't gonna sell you out.
No, it's not about that. I'm feeling it. I'm not going to be here for much longer, so I'm going to make sure to go down in a blaze of glory. Well, you've been good to me, and you've been good to my crew. So I'm going to make sure that Hork knows what's going on. I'm going to make sure that he treats you with the respect that you've treated us.
I appreciate that. Whatever you do, I'm sure it'll be quite the show.
Later, Greg.
See you in the news.
He walks on out.
We'll close up. Now, the place that he mentioned, was that the space that I drove by earlier, or was that a different place?
It was in Metatown where you drove by, where Caladri's Tower is. So
Okay.
you can't be certain, but you could assume.
Good. I'm not in the business for making assumptions.
That's fair.
So I gotta add the 2K back to my sheet. That was a massive swing of money. Thank goodness I got that last job, because I would not have been able to pay that 4K.
That was part of it, was me making sure to give that a little bit of extra eddies just to make sure and make you have that decision.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then you finish up your business here in the shop and begin to make your way home. Which your home is now still in the same map, over on the far side.
Yep, I saw it over there. I didn't realize it was the same map. When you first brought me here, I thought I was going home. And I was looking at my home on this side of the map. I didn't realize my shop was over here. Obviously, this is the lobby. But
Yep, you go in the
I don't know if there's
lobby.
anyone there.
There's no one there right now. You have the means of getting in.
Yeah.
Go in. It's an elevator, brings you up a couple of floors, and out through the other side. Then you make your way into your apartment.
Oh,
And so you can see, as you go around, check the various rooms, your son isn't home yet, but you see your wife asleep in bed just as you left her in the morning.
yeah. Is it normal for him not to be home yet at this point?
It's been growing more normal as of late.
Okay. I just want to make sure this wasn't like an emergency. This has never happened before, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where you've discouraged it in the past, wanting him home, I imagine, by a certain hour while it's still daylight safe. And he's been breaking that rule over the last couple of weeks here and there.
And I presume I have like a phone number for him or whatever.
Yep.
I'm just gonna shoot him a text to tell him to be careful if he coming home tonight, because I saw Max Tack out and about.
Send the text to him. Then about a minute later, you hear the door open up. Yeah, don't worry, I know not to be stupid.
You know, shoot me for caring.
In this city,
You never know.
Mom already in bed?
Yeah, she is.
Alright. Well,
What day of the week is it? Out of curiosity. Just so, like, if I know he has school the next day or whatever.
well, the day is March 31st. What day of the week? I didn't
Does
think
he have
about
school
that.
the next day? That's all that really matters.
Well, let me just line this up to our real calendar for 2023. That is the 31st is a Friday, so tomorrow is Saturday.
So probably
So no
not.
school.
Just making sure I didn't have to yell at him to go to bed.
He goes up, sits down, starts getting at the computer. Hey, I'm gonna be gone for a lot of tomorrow and Sunday as well. Hanging out with some buddies.
Kind of just pauses for a second. All right, just be careful. Check in
Yeah.
every now and again so I know you didn't get shot in some alley.
Roll persuasion check.
16. You got those.
Yeah, I'll send you a text. I'll send you a text tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I presume it's probably been some time since I ate, so I'll probably make a quick meal.
Yep.
You hungry?
I already ate. Don't worry about me.
All right. So
And you have no immediate addiction, right?
no.
Okay. Just double checking.
Yep.
All right. You eat up, have dinner. Anything else you're doing?
Would just wish him good night, and I don't know when he said he was. If he said he was when he was leaving. If I don't see you in the morning, then have fun.
Yeah. You have a good one too. Take care of Mom.
Of course. Love you.
Yeah.
He doesn't go into his room.
I love you too, Dad.
Thank you. Go into the room.
And you go to sleep.